travel freely and enter into the U.S. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
Two people have been charged with child abuse in Limestone County. Christopher and Jessica Esslinger were charged after medical professionals evaluated a nonverbal child who was found to have injuries and to be suffering from malnutrition. The Esslingers are facing charges of willful abuse and torture of a child. Bond has been set at $100,000 each. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
When it comes to your mortgage, who you work with matters. And this is one decision where local makes all the difference. Don't fall victim to flashy mailers, spam calls, or 1-800 lenders who don't even know your name, much less your neighborhood. Those lenders are often sitting in some faraway state, reading from a script and chasing volume, not relationships. A local lender understands the market you live in, or should I say that we live in. At Alabama Home Mortgage, you can look at us in the eye and trust us with one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. Local lenders don't disappear after closing day. Our reputation is built right here, one family at a time. So before you pick up the phone and call a stranger, remember us, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon at Alabama Home Mortgage. You deserve guidance from someone who knows the community because they're a part of it. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
This is Matt Woodham with Woodham Southside Firestone. As a businessman, you need to watch your advertising dollar. We've been using Blue Water Broadcasting for many years. Blue Water Broadcasting is the biggest bang for your buck. Blue Water Broadcasting and Woodham Southside Firestone, a great combination.
Did you know that radio is the #1 reach platform in all of media? It's true. Call us to find out how to put radio's #1 reach to work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
tails out of school, but there's a feller in there who'll pay you $10 if you sing into his can. I'm not here to make a record, you dumb cracker. They broadcast me out on the radio.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. Thank God for another beautiful day, and hopefully another great show. Quick rundown of some headlines here. Of course, Trump's cabinet publicly beats. Trump says they're begging for a deal, talking of the Iranians, or the Iranians, however you choose to say it. You have J.D. Vance there, saying what he needs to say. Steve Witkoff, Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth, the whole gang is together, even Scott Bessent and Doug Burgum. We'll get to some of that in a little bit. That just happened this morning, the Trump cabinet meeting. But, of course, is Iran actually negotiating? Trump says, yes, they're begging. They gave us a big gift. Iran officially saying, no, we're not talking with the United States. Apparently, U.S. forces intercepted 100 Iranian missiles fired at one single target, while the IRGC Navy commander responsible for Strait of Hormuz strikes was killed by Israel. Israel also kills the Navy intelligence chief for Iran. Did not have this next one on my bingo card. Uganda is stepping up and saying, we'll fight for Israel. Uganda. I'm not that familiar with the Ugandan military, but that's good for them. Better than NATO. And a new thing is we see the age of, like, I believe, selective service be expanded to, like, early 40s. You got to wonder, why are they doing that? Is it because of this particular war? I don't think so. In fact, I think Trump's goal is to get this thing done before May. But look at this number from ABC News. The Pentagon estimates only 23% of young Americans at 17 to 24 years old, only 23% of young Americans are eligible to serve in the United States military, mainly due to poor academic performance on testing, obesity, and criminal records. And we're not like talking ticky-tack stuff. I think they've already loosened the rules, like, yeah, you smoked a little pot, you got a little drunk one night. There are certain things they're still going to even allow you into the United States military with, but that is a shame. Though not shocking. Again, less than a quarter of young Americans ages 17 to 24 eligible to serve in the United States military because they, I don't know if dumb's the word, they're not motivated enough to do well in academics, they're fat, and they're committing crimes. So maybe that's why they've expanded the selective service age, that frame to where, now I guess I could be drafted. Oh no, but if my country really needed it, I'd have to step up, I have to admit. In other news, Coinbase, which is the big cryptocurrency exchange, one of them in the United States, Coinbase is partnering with the massive government-backed mortgage institution Fannie Mae, as well as Better Home and Finance to launch Bitcoin-backed mortgages for U.S. homebuyers. Bitcoin-backed mortgages, using Bitcoin in particular, but other cryptos, I believe, are going to be allowed in some of these schemes, essentially as collateral, as your down payment. So maybe those of us stacking sats were on to something here. You could use your Bitcoin to buy yourself a home with never having to sell your Bitcoin. We'll get into some of the details of that a little later. There is a plot that has been, kind of common knowledge if you've been paying attention at least to the conservative press for about a decade now. But plot revealed to launder hundreds of millions of dollars into the Biden campaign, originating, I believe, from Ukraine. Also, the birthplace of William Shakespeare. I'm going to go and see Much Ado About Nothing tomorrow night. Probably my favorite comedy of Shakespeare's. But apparently Shakespeare's birthplace needs to be decolonized. Because, Shakespeare's not liberal enough, which he is. But Shakespeare's not liberal enough, in fact, because he was so good at what he did. Where after the Bible, the next most quoted, without knowing you're even quoting him, is William Shakespeare. Well, his birthplace needs to be decolonized because it's playing into white supremacy and triumphalism or something like that. Goodness gracious. We also have a new list of the most dangerous countries for American tourists revealed by a State Department map. Also, new studies saying that one drink, wine, beer, or the liquor, one drink is linked to lower risk of death. Now, you see these sort of studies come and go. I mean, what kind of drink are we talking about? Talking about like Coors Light, Natty Light, Keystone Ice? We're talking about like some middling Pinot Noir or Cabernet? But with liquor, are we talking like a Long Island iced tea? Because one of those probably isn't good for your health. But we'll get into that. And then another story that we'll have to dig into, and it goes along with it being spring break and people just being rowdy down on the Gulf of America coastline. Cocaine-fueled sharks are on the prowl in the Caribbean. Scientists are blaming partying tourists. So not only are people snorting cocaine on the coast, which is kind of to be expected, sadly, but there's so much cocaine being used and shipped in, and that some of it is falling into the ocean, and sharks are consuming the cocaine. I don't know if it affects the sharks' behavior, but I sense a movie, brand new on Netflix, soon to be released. The first thing I actually want to get into in a little bit of detail, read the story here, is the top trending story at 1819 News. The University of Alabama, UA Faculty Senate, says media outlets like 1819 News, others fueling higher ed legislation and public scrutiny. Are you trying to get more donors to give money to 1819 News? Yeah, it's kind of part of the point. But Tuesday night, the University of Alabama Faculty Senate reacted to recent media coverage of higher education, proclaiming that it was playing a significant role in public perception and state legislation. During the meeting, a faculty Senate member spoke about reporting from sites including 1819 News, Alabama Daily News, AL.com, and others, noting that the coverage is increasingly influential in how public universities are viewed across the state. Yeah? What, y'all think y'all's press releases do the job? Oh, we had a good year in football? I mean, that does a pretty good job of actually creating prestige. But yeah, when the local media is doing stories about you, in particular when faculty members are acting really badly towards students, yeah, people might start thinking, well, is this place what they sell themselves as? And not to mention, it could be the universities they're great. They're on the up and up. I'm playing devil's advocate here. I don't necessarily always believe this, but the universities are all great. Just full of great, wonderful, well-intentioned Christian people. And I think there are a lot of folks who go, yeah, that's true. Or I'm willing to believe that's true. But say I pay you $10,000, well, it's more than that, $20,000, it's more than that, $40,000. Perhaps $80,000 to over $100,000 over the course of 3, 4, maybe it's 6 years. Maybe we're talking grad school, or it took a while to get that undergrad degree. I'm paying you tens of thousands, if not over $100,000, to send my child there. What are my child's earning prospects going to be after they get that degree from your fancy book learning institution? What are going to be their prospects? And I think this is just a reality that is sinking in more and more. That these places are awash with money. And there are still, as I've said before, great colleges and programs within the university systems that people will still pay top dollar to go to because you can become a great pharmacist or nurse or aerospace engineer or industrial design artist or architect or civil engineer or forestry expert. Go down the line. There are a lot of great programs out there. And it's not like the world needs more lawyers, but some of y'all end up doing well too. You want to be a doctor? Probably still need to go to school. But when you think about those folks that are on the bubble, that, want to read history or study literature or philosophy, or maybe get a marketing degree or just basic business degree or public relations degree, journalism, God forbid. J school. You got to wonder, is it worth it? Is it really worth the penny? And then so just the practical reality of the economics of the situation. Then add to it the negative press coverage. And it's not always negative, but it's just the reality that local media is paying attention to what's happening on college campuses. And there are kids now on those college campuses realizing if I have an issue, I don't have to deal directly. I mean, I will to some degree, but I don't always just have to deal directly with the faculty and the administration. I can go talk to the media outlets, as well as talk to campus activist organizations that are happy to take a story that shows colleges and universities acting badly. But the faculty, again, this is the Alabama Faculty Senate. The faculty there at the University of Alabama Faculty Senate, one faculty member specifically mentioned the coverage from 1819 News had become, quote, a good source to see what is being noted, picked up around the state for higher education. The member noted that the site is a highlight of the growing role these sites have in monitoring universities. According to a member of the Faculty Senate, recent articles published by 1819 News and other outlets have contributed to momentum points that have helped advance higher education-related legislation in the state. Indeed. The member also urged faculty to be, quote-unquote, very mindful of their actions inside and outside the classroom. Well, shouldn't they just be very mindful anyway? We're paying you tens of thousands of dollars to teach our children that should be young adults. It took 1819 News for y'all to mind your P's and Q's and be very mindful about your actions inside and outside the classroom as a teacher, as a professor. But the member also urged them to be very mindful of their actions inside and outside the classroom, given the potential for those actions to shape broader narratives about higher education. The message noted that the public and legislators across the state are paying attention to these outlets for information on universities. And the member also noted that just a handful of faculty members could harm the perception of universities across the state. Just a handful. Echoing a growing awareness within higher education that universities are now operating with increased scrutiny and media coverage. The Faculty Senate member also said the message discussed seemed to, quote-unquote, resonate with the faculty present and advocated for making higher education in Alabama the best it could be. So they're putting on a good face of this, like we're under more scrutiny, but this is very clearly a mind yourself. We know we have hired a lot of you. I know we hired a lot of you, and we knew at the time, but because it was cool at the time, we knew a lot of y'all were freaky, that you're a little weird. There's a reason that you went into college, then grad school, and decided, I want to stay here for the rest of my life on some campus. And some of y'all are great. I'm not worried about you over there. You're a fantastic teacher and a normal human being. But we know for a fact that some of y'all that have never left school and your whole life has been school, you're a little weird and freaky and opinionated, and your politics also insane. And at the time when we hired you, we know if we want a humanities department, we got to have all the crazies. We got to have all opinions about this, that, or the other, no matter how unfounded they are. That's what true diversity of thought is all this sort of hodgepodge of insanity and freaky deakiness. And so we hired you at the time, like in 2020, when people were staying home and they were saying, in this house, Black Lives Matter, and they said, taste the rainbow or something like that. Like, woke was all the rage a few years back, and it's been a rage on university campuses for a while now. But the culture shifted, and now we have media here in Alabama. So please, all you freaks that we hired, stop it. Keep the freakiness to yourself. You can be freaky in your own home. Don't be freaky in the classroom. Don't be freaky outside on the campus. Like if somebody shows up and does a ask me anything, if somebody shows up and does a pick up the mic or is like, Christ or chaos, talk to me. I'm a big bearded man with a lot of children and I really know what I'm talking about in terms of what I believe and I'm ready to defend myself. Be careful if the big bearded man shows up, especially the guy from 1819 News. Don't do anything nuts. Don't be a freak. Be good. By the way, all those Pick Up the Mic events with Brian Dawson seem to have been great so far. A lot of great questions, even from folks who disagree. I like to see that it's going well so far. But this conversation comes on the heels of a meeting covered by 1819 News, in which the University of Alabama Faculty Senate voted on to issue a statement condemning the University of Alabama's decision to shutter 2 student magazines, the ones we covered the other day. Yeah. The ones about LGBTQ stuff, but then it was like even more niche than that. And then it was like black stuff. Because, if you're black in Alabama and you're going to the University of Alabama, where am I going to get my information that caters to me? It's not like the internet exists. Or television exists. Or, the world exists. And perhaps, people that are gay and people that are black perhaps like things that aren't explicitly about their identity. Perhaps. But anyway, here's some of the partial remarks that were shared with 1819 News reporter Trenton Buffenbarger. He's a senior there at the University of Alabama, War Eagle. He's the chairman of the University of Alabama Young Americans for Freedom, the YAF organization there. So here's this full statement I've been deciding to rant about here to kick off a very beautiful Thursday. One of the faculty members said, quote, I mentioned 1819 News, Alabama Daily News, and AL.com, and that higher education in Alabama and other states have an eye on them that is significantly different than has been in the past. I noted that 1819 News in particular is a good source to see what all is being noted, picked up around the state for higher education. I mentioned that the University of South Alabama has had a series of very impactful events, that have been written about, and those articles are read by both the public and the legislators. Better believe it. The message being, we, that's the University of Alabama, higher education in general, need to be very mindful of our actions, and we need to better promote the truly amazing things we are doing with teaching our students and innovations in research. Mm-hmm. In fact, your terms are acceptable. There's a lot of very conservative people. Very conservative people. We're like, cool, wait, the university is going to be about true breakthroughs in thought and science. It's actually going to be able to help shape the character of young adults so they go out into the world, they exceed in a material way, but also have a full spirit so they can be good to one another and their fellow man. Isn't that the point of the university system? So your terms are acceptable. But we all know y'all hired a bunch of freaks. And they're God's children too. I'm just calling a spade here. There's a lot of weird people. And I'm maybe the pot calling the kettle black. I'm in talk radio, this dying industry. I'm weird too. I admit it. But you hired a lot of odd ducks. And for years you have given them this sense of they cannot be touched. They can say whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. And for the most part, they're not held accountable by the public. If they're not woke enough, they might be held accountable. This faculty member goes on, it is my understanding that the recent set of articles that have hit the press on 1819 and other sites are some of the momentum points that have helped to push legislation forward related to higher education. The message there being that faculty actions both inside and outside the classroom matter, and we should be extremely mindful of how we conduct ourselves, treat our students, and advocate for things. Yeah. Without mindfulness, wouldn't that become a mindfulness? Could you be more like conscientious? Well, that's why it's called mindfulness, because nobody can say the other word. But being conscientious, being thoughtful, being prudent. But we need mindfulness. That just makes me think of some middle-aged woman teaching yoga. but without mindfulness of our actions on a daily basis, our mission and the absolutely amazing things we do for our students and research can be quickly lost amid a few poor choices by a handful of faculty members. We are doing fantastic work at all institutions in this state, and that needs to be what the press and the public sees on a daily basis. Yeah, I get it. You who work in the university system are stumping for the university system. I get it. Like, you're going to defend your own turf and tribe. But it's fascinating. I think this is great that Trenton Buffenbarger got this story at 1819 News. And, yeah, to all the people that have signed up for subscription there at 1819news.com, people that have supported 1819news.com in ways big and small, no dollar too little, no dollar too much, in donating to 1819news.com. There's all sorts of different tiers of subscriptions, and all the folks that picked up tables at the Albert Patterson galas the last 2 years. Dollars well spent. Just this one story is a big old heaping helping of proof of all that support to 1819. And maybe you don't give money, but you're always looking at it, you're sharing it with friends, you're reacting. Even if you don't, you kind of don't like it, you're like a lib, and but they're saying stuff, and we got to pay attention to it. Thank you. It shows that people are paying attention. In particular, the folks in the legislature. It's almost like 1819 News was designed and founded for this reason. Anyway, got to hit a break here. This part of the program brought to you by Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group. And there at the Goodson Group, Bo and his team are ready to help you, whether you're looking to buy or sell here in the Montgomery or surrounding areas. And buy or sell what? Houses, real estate, property. And Bo's been helping folks in the Montgomery and surrounding areas here in the River Region real estate market for about half a century now. And so not only can they help you with buying and selling property, but they have management services available should you want to rent out your home. Really great idea in this market with all the turnover we have here, especially with the Air Force Base. And also just more people are renting these days. So why not, if you want to convert that property to a rental investment, make it a performing asset, and you don't want to have to do the pain in the butt thing of like actually managing that thing for a reasonable fee, have the Goodson Group do it for you. So y'all check them out today. You can always learn more at thegoodsongroup.com or give them a call at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. Great sponsor here of the program.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Yes?
Yeah, I'm Bill. You called about some breakers tripping?
Oh, yes, Bill. My brother-in-law says you can do almost anything.
That's me. Not much I hadn't seen.
Do you really want someone who does almost anything in your electric box? Think about that, because each year thousands of home fires are caused by faulty wiring. That's why you want a professional, like the electricians at Crosby Electric.
Bill, how's it going? Bill, ooh, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't really need my eyebrows anyway.
At Crosby Electric, all technicians undergo rigorous safety training, as well as background checks, drug testing, and continuing education.
Bill, you think maybe I should call a real electrician?
No, these little slip-ups happen. Everybody does it.
Really?
No, not really. When you need professional electric work, or you just like someone to assess your home for safety, call the experts at Crosby Electric, 272-2085, or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
Whether it's AC or heating or plumbing that you're needing, whatever you require, call Lou Choir. Since 1983, we've treated you like family. Day or night, we do things right, so you can live more comfortably. Whether it's AC or heating or plumbing that you're needing, whatever you require, call Lou Choir right now.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with a political activist.
That's right, man.
And could you please explain to us your red cap with the letters MMRGA?
Yeah, man, this is my MARGA hat.
MARGA?
Yeah, man, that stands for Make My Retirement Great Again.
I see.
And to do that, what you need to do is call David Ernest,
the asset preservationist.
That's right, man. You can call David at 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE.
And I understand that's a toll-free number.
Yeah, man. Get David Ernest on the case, and your retirement will be great again.
And you make these hats?
I do. Here's a whole pile left from the last administration.
And they say CPWABD.
Yeah, man. Corn Pop was a bad dude.
And as you said, there's a whole pile here.
Well, there wasn't much demand.
I can dig it.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Greg Clugston. The number of Americans applying for jobless aid inched up last week as employers continued to retain workers despite a weaker labor market. Applications for jobless benefits rose by 5,000. Delays at many of the nation's airport security checkpoints continue as TSA staffers are stretched thin. Hundreds have quit because they haven't been paid in more than a month. Officials have warned of possible airport closures. Wall Street bonuses hit a new record in 2025 as profits surged. The state of New York reports the average bonus rose to just under $247,000, up 6% from the previous year. With oil trading above $100 a barrel, AAA says today's national average for gasoline is just under $4 at $3.98 a gallon. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Greg Clugston.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
We've got a pretty good forecast. In fact, a little warm up today and tomorrow with a lot of sunshine and a high temperature into the middle 80s today, and tomorrow will be in the 50s at night. Just a bit of a setback over the weekend with high temperatures mostly in the middle 70s, but still storm-free and dry. Boy, we need some rain, but there's no rain in the forecast for the next several days. Down on the beaches, a little cooler with highs mostly in the low to mid 70s. Chilly Gulf water in the mid 60s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Del Rey to Publix.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Just got a notification that U.S. Senator Katie Britt and Raphael Warnock, they're working together to streamline federal grants for historically black colleges and universities. Well, good for them. I think streamlining all the grants is go and do it. Get it done. But another local story here. Solar farms. Apparently lawmakers are scrambling to pass bills to protect unincorporated areas from the unintended consequences of solar facilities. A proposed solar farm in Stockton, a landmark district, has sparked the concern. State Rep Matt Simpson from Daphne, Alabama, and State Senator Greg Albritton from Range, Alabama, both Republicans, introduced companion bills to put a one-year moratorium on solar power facilities and to allow local commissions to have zoning control over solar farms. Matt Simpson told Sean Sullivan there at Talk 106.5 there in the Midday Mobile show. It's fantastic to see the people that care so much about Stockton to get out there and everything is positive. You know, it's one of those things that they care to so much about the area, and it's not just Stockton. It's people from all over the county. It's all over the state, really, that are focused on this little, it's funny, they focus on this project, they focus on this little area. It's not even a town, it's unincorporated. But every time I walk the halls in Montgomery, hey, what's going on in Stockton? Can you tell me about the Stockton project? So it is certainly a hot topic going on right now. House Bills 617 and 618 and Senate Bills 354 and 358 mirror one another. Simpson said they were introduced late in the session because the Stockton solar farm project was proposed just before lawmakers went into session. The reason is because they had just popped up out of nowhere. You know, it came at the end of January, said Simpson, and people were caught off guard. The citizens of Stockton were caught off guard. You know, I know a lot of people had no clue this was going through the pipeline, and as you start to study and you start to look into some of these details of it, there are just a lot of concerns about the impacts that this can make. While he supports private property rights, do you? Mr. Simpson, State Rep Simpson, do you? Because I hear a lot of people go, we support private property rights, and then there's a big hairy butt coming around the corner. While he supports private property rights, Simpson said there are limitations. And he wants to ensure the Mobile Bay and other waterways in unincorporated Baldwin and Mobile counties are protected. You know, one of the things we're taught early is, your rights end where my rights begin. Yeah. Simpson said he expects an amendment to the bills that will make them apply only to counties bordering the Gulf of America. Well, I would love more details on why all of a sudden, somebody sells their private property and a company's going to put up a solar farm, that all of a sudden this affects the rights of everybody else in the area. Does it? I'm more in the private property camp. And if we're also worried about power bills going up because of data centers, whatever it is it not a good thing that the data centers are able to then create their own power without pulling from the grid? Or perhaps you just don't want the data centers at all. Perhaps that is the reason. I don't know. We'll see if that actually gets done. And given how localized it now looks like it's going to be, especially with an amendment to the House and Senate bills on this, the bills mirroring one another, that perhaps it does get done if it is just focused on one county. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. That's the reason I called. That's what Alabama Power Company lobbying will do for you. They don't want solar farms because as we increase demand for electricity, guess what happens when you increase demand? You remember from your economics class you had.
And supply stays the same?
Uh-huh.
The price goes up.
Oh, but you get an A today.
I don't know about that.
So that, when the price goes up, even though, Alabama Power makes 5%, right? They're guaranteed 5%. Okay, well, would you rather have 5% of $1 or 5% of $10?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Pretty common sense.
Profits go up. That's the same thing with oil, and they're 3%. But, that's exactly what this is, an Alabama Power Company. That's the only one pushing this. They do not want solar. If you don't believe that, try to put solar on your house and just go off grid and find out how much that costs.
Well, and apparently this is a Nashville-based Silicon Ranch. It's attempting to develop its 2,000 acres. It's going to be a 2,000-acre solar farm on private 4,500-acre property near the, Tensall River Delta wetlands. The project would support the Meta data center here near Montgomery, and it's raised concerns about environmental impact and a lack of communication. What environmental impact's one thing, but lack of communication, what the hell does that even mean? Everybody's got to have a say on this?
And this is, see, Alabama Power's playing a long game. They've been around in business a long time. Here's what happens, Joey. Elon Musk has said that the data centers we can't have on Earth anyway, because he said it takes 3 times the amount of power that the United States uses. Right now, it would take 3 times more than that to power the data center, so he's building them in space where they can get 24-hour solar.
Yep.
You don't have to cool them because it's, data centers in Alabama, if you don't even plug them up, going to be too hot in there.
Well, and this data center for Meta here in Montgomery, I don't know all the intricate details, but I don't think it's the same thing as like an AI brain. I think it's more the way Meta operates a lot of other stuff. Now, maybe there's a distinction without a difference, but there's going to be companies that are investing here on Earth. I think Elon is really the only one ready and prepared to actually fire those things up into orbit.
Well, when the data centers, the AI, whatever you want to, whichever, I think it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. If we move those out to space anyway, guess what? We're going to have all these solar farms. Now we're going to have more supply than demand will drop, right? Well, the power bill drops. So they're looking down the road. They do not want solar farms. So this is Alabama Power Company lobbyists right there. Legislatures are in the pocket. They're stupid.
But I'm reading right here. It's a grassroots thing, and like 300 people showed up to a town hall because they don't want their rural area becoming an industrial area.
Yeah, you've heard of the Party for Socialism and Liberation. All of it. You've seen all these protests going back to BLM. And prior to that, that's Neville Roy Singham, and he's under Marco Rubio got him when he was a senator in Florida or legislator. Representative from Florida. He got him for being a Chinese agent, and Neville can't live in the United States. He's an American billionaire. He sold ThinkWorks in 2004 for $785 million. He went to Howard University. And he can't go to Sri Lanka because he can't go to India because either country he goes to, he'll be arrested. He lives in Sri Lanka right now, and that's where these signs, and that's where these loads of bricks come from. He is funding Party for Socialism and Liberation. So when you say a grassroots effort, I don't know who's funding it, but those people are paid $400 a day to do their evil.
But it's so interesting, the dynamics here, because Jim Ziegler, who's, I'm sure Alabama Power's not a fan of Ziegler, he's convinced the PSC didn't properly vet it. And here's a quote from him. "It's not a farm. They call it a solar farm because we love our farms. It has a warm, rural dirt close to the ground feeling to call it a farm. It's not a solar farm. It's a solar monstrosity right here in Stockton," said Jim Ziegler.
Yeah, well, he's kind of nuts anyway. I don't know if he's doing ketamine or what's wrong with that man. But anyway, he's a character. I'm glad we need more characters.
I like Jim. At the end of the day, I do like Jim.
Yeah. I like him, but he's nutty as a fruitcake. But anyway, all right, I'll talk to you another time.
Appreciate you, man. Anyway, 272-9228. Got to hit another break. First, this part of the program brought to you by Dylan Rings. And Josh and Leslie Ryder there at Dylan Rings are ready to help you out across the board with all your jewelry needs. And if you go to Facebook, in fact, I'm looking at it right now. I shared it onto my page on Facebook. You can see Josh, the master jeweler, setting, I believe, gemstone on a particular piece of jewelry. And every diamond and gemstone is set with care by Josh over there at Dylan Rings. He has years of experience, truly a professional, artist, too, at the end of the day. He brings precision and passion to every setting. So if you are looking for this sort of detailed, custom work and just care, he can take care of it for you. Customers love watching him work because they know their stones are in the most skilled hands. No shortcuts, just pure craftsmanship that turns your vision into a timeless heirloom. And in fact, I'm working with him on a project. I'm the picky one, but I think he's fantastic. So y'all check out Dylan Rings today, whether it's custom design work or repair work. You just want to update some piece of jewelry you have. And of course, they have many other options there in terms of servicing your jewelry that we'll get into a little later. But y'all stop by today. 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway. And be sure to tell them that Joey, that fella on the radio, sent you. We'll be right back after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free. E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free.
At E-Bike Oasis, we're more than just Montgomery's best electric bicycle store. E-Bike Oasis offers free 1-hour electric bicycle rentals and a full-service electric bike repair shop. Stop by E-Bike Oasis in Montgomery today for free rentals, repairs, and electric bicycle brands in town.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Yeah, I'm reading this, and there are apparently a lot of folks who do live in the local community there in Stockton that are essentially the idea is they don't want a huge industrial footprint quietly forming around a historic rural community and an irreplaceable wetland system is what they're saying. It's a small town. It's not an unimportant town. Well, that's true. There are people here tonight whose families have been here for more than 200 years. The roots run deep. This is being said by Nick Williams, the managing editor of Great Days Outdoors. He said he grew up in the area and has a deep appreciation for the land's historical, unique value. Yeah, but, you know, there's also private property rights. Now, Jim Ziegler's suggestion is we should adopt residential zoning for the land. So all of a sudden that, you know, investment that you're going to make that would help power the big meta data center, you're not allowed to do it there anymore. We'll see what the legislature ends up doing here. I think it is going to require more of the state legislature to do something, but perhaps the locals will get that rezoning done and upset it on their end. I believe I heard the Lieutenant Governor, Will Ainsworth, coming out in an op-ed last week saying that, no, we need to actually defend private property rights in this regard if we actually want robust investment in Alabama, especially with the new digital economy. And in fact, we got time here. In 1939, this is Will Ainsworth, the Lieutenant Governor, writing last week. The Alabama legislature adopted "We Dare Defend Our Rights" as our official state motto, and it accurately reflects the fundamental beliefs regarding freedoms and liberties that most of our citizens embrace. The Alabama Religious Freedom Amendment, ratified by voters and enshrined in our state constitution, defends the right to worship as you please. Our constitutional carry law, allowing citizens to carry firearms without first requesting government permission to defend Second Amendment gun rights. Alabama's strongest in the nation law bans abortion and protects the unborn, defending the basic right to life. But one liberty, writes Lieutenant Governor Will Ainsworth, needing an added dose of defense is property rights. Ainsworth says, I'm a lifelong outdoorsman, and I believe strongly that if someone in Alabama wants to buy acreage and develop it for hunting land, they should be allowed to do it. The same goes for building a lake for fishing. Hunting property cannot be created in urban settings, of course, but in more remote locations where the safety of surrounding people and property can be assured, no government or individual should stand in your way. This boils down to the theory that rights are sacred until they infringe on the rights of another. Or as a quote attributed to Supreme Court Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes says, my right to swing my fist ends where your nose begins. But even in Alabama, property rights remain under constant threat from their mortal enemy, aggressive, intrusive, and overly invoked zoning decisions. With the simple cast of a vote and the stroke of a pen, local government zoning decisions can instantly wipe away property rights and stop any project, large or small, dead in its tracks. A pattern of inconsistent and extreme zoning mandates can result in investors, business recruiters, and economic development prospects abandoning some towns and communities altogether for fear that their significant financial outlays could be lost at the whim of local officials. Some communities are currently wrestling with exactly this kind of question as proposals emerge to change zoning or land use rules after property's already been purchased and development has begun under existing regulations. Whether someone personally supports or opposes a particular project is not the central issue, writes the Lieutenant Governor, because allowing government to change zone rules after projects have begun is like letting referees rewrite the entire rule book at halftime of a football game. This exact scenario is playing out in South Alabama with a clean, renewable energy infrastructure project essential to supplying power for an $800 million metadata center in Montgomery that will soon add more than 100 jobs. Some are seeking to halt the already approved and underway project by changing zoning rules. Jim Ziegler, as we just quoted. Lieutenant Governor Ainsworth goes on, but if they are successful, it could deter future investors from starting businesses in the area and harm job creation and economic progress for years to come. When government changes the rules for one property owner because of public pressure, it sends a message that no one's property rights are truly secure. Today, it might be one type of development, but tomorrow it could be a farm expansion, a mom-and-pop storefront, or business, or a family home built on land that outsiders would prefer to see used differently. Changing the rules midstream may feel like a quick solution, but the long-term consequences are far greater. It risks undermining the rule of law and weakening a principle that has protected American property owners for generations. Leadership sometimes requires defending principles even when it would be easier to simply follow the loudest voices in the room. If we want to preserve the freedoms and opportunities that property ownership provides, writes Lieutenant Governor Ainsworth, we must remain committed to a simple but essential idea. When someone follows the law and invests in their property based on the rules that exist, those rules should not be changed after the fact. Hear, hear? There is no ranking or hierarchy of our individual rights because all of them are precious and important, and blood was shed on battlefields to secure each of them. The loss of property rights could start a chain reaction that quickly leads to the loss of other freedoms. And that is a road that no true patriot should ever want to travel. And of course, that again was penned by Will Ainsworth, Lieutenant Governor of Alabama. It came out last week, getting on top of this story. So we'll see. We'll see what the locals do. We'll see what the state legislature does. It is fascinating that there are two complaints of, I don't want my power bills going up because of these things, but how dare they then develop their own sources of power because I want the rural area to remain rural. Now, if there are real concerns about how it might affect the water table and the rest of the property around it, I think there are legitimate claims there. But Ainsworth drives home a good point that if this is purchased and all of a sudden you've got another barrier to actually getting something done, it creates a big problem not only for that individual project, but an awful, twisted incentive, perverse incentive down the line. And if we do dare defend our rights in Alabama, well, let's defend them all. That said, we got to hit a break. It should have a business break coming up after the top of the hour. But first, this part of the program brought to you by James Cole and Cole Plumbing. And there at Cole Plumbing, James and the team are ready to help you. Whether you got a big problem like a burst pipe, big old water leak inside or outside the home, well, they can solve that without creating a big old mess. Tearing out a bunch of drywall inside, just trying to find the leak, or digging up a huge hole, if not a trench, trying to find the leak outside. No, they can find it, again, with precision and expertise, with minimal discomfort to you and your home. And, of course, they're at Cole Plumbing. It's not just the big job, so they're great at that. They can also help you out if you got a faucet that's dripping, toilet that doesn't work, like the flapper doesn't even do anything. Maybe your garbage disposal is just kaput. Could be you just want to upgrade to a taller toilet or nicer new accessories in the bathroom or the kitchen. It can help you across the board with any plumbing issues or any plumbing needs. So check out Cole Plumbing today. You can always make an appointment online at coleplumbing.com. I encourage you to call them. That's 279-8919. In fact, save that number, 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole. Oh, look, it's Nick Saban on the TV. Lawmakers are considering federal framework for NIL deals. Oh, yeah, Coach Tuberville has an op-ed about that. He's on the same page as Saban. Coach and coach working together. But that's the latest fire to put out in collegiate athletics. It is a little insane. And I'm sorry, that one guy playing basketball for Alabama decided to just smoke a big doobie. In fact, pounds of the jazz cabbage when he was getting paid a ridiculous amount of money to play basketball. Like, why? Learn at least from Afro Man, sir. Learn from Afro Man. Know your trade. Know where your paper is coming from. Anyway, young, dumb, and full of ideas. Eddie Bader's here.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
Pretty good. Been babysitting, so I'm a little winded.
Doing grandpa stuff.
Yeah, it's fun, but 2 kids, where you out?
Well, and I think we got a business break here coming up.
Yep.
So how about this? Let's hit the top hour, invite them in, and we'll keep on trucking.
All right.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. At the start of a cabinet meeting today, President Trump made it clear to the media that he's not the one seeking a deal to create peace with Iran. He says that country, despite its rhetoric, is actually desperate to reach an end to the war. The U.S. and Israel continue to plan more attacks, but they're calling on Iran to come to its senses and be willing to meet their demands so that they can stop the attacks and also allow oil to start flowing once again through the Strait of Hormuz. Pressure is mounting on Congress to end the funding shutdown involving the Department of Homeland Security. Democrats continue to hold up funding, which is affecting airports around the country as TSA agents are not getting paid. Democrats insist that there must be more concessions made about the way that ICE carries out its immigration raids. The number of Americans applying for jobless aid inched up a bit last week as employers continue to retain workers despite a labor market that's grown weaker. This is SRN News.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free, no-risk consultation. 800-292-7875. 800-292-7875. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-292-7875.
Rich Thomas Weather brought to you by M&M Outdoors. Book your stay today at MNMCampground.com for relaxation at its best. It's easy to find and hard to leave. M&M Outdoors, your home away from home.
Rich Thomas Weather. We've got a pretty good forecast. In fact, a little warm up today and tomorrow with a lot of sunshine and a high temperature into the middle 80s today, and tomorrow will be in the 50s at night. Just a bit of a setback over the weekend with high temperatures mostly in the middle 70s, but still storm-free and dry. Boy, we need some rain, but there's no rain in the forecast for the next several days. Down on the beaches, a little cooler with highs mostly in the low to mid 70s. Chilly Gulf water in the mid 60s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. A homicide investigation is underway after a man was shot and killed in Montgomery. The shooting occurred late Monday night in the 3400 block of McGee Road, where a man was found dead from a gunshot wound. Police on Wednesday identified the victim as 32-year-old DeAnthony Scott. No further details have been made available. A local man is now facing charges nearly 6 months after a Montgomery woman was shot in the head. Derdarius Belser has been arrested on charges of first-degree domestic violence and firing a gun into an occupied vehicle. The shooting occurred October 13th during a fight between multiple people at a home on Oakley Road. The victim later told police Derdarius Belser is her ex-boyfriend and father of her child. Governor Kay Ivey has ordered flags to be lowered in honor of 3 service members from Alabama who were killed in Iraq. 6 United States military personnel lost their lives during an accident involving their refueling aircraft in Operation Epic Fury. 3 of the 6 fallen military personnel were from the Air National Guard base in Birmingham. Flags will remain at half-staff until sunset on March 30th. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
I was in foot pain for 20 years, trying to give it relief, buying all these different insoles. Drugstore insoles, custom insoles. I spent thousands of dollars. I bought all these products, and not a single one worked. I really, truly needed to have relief in my feet. And the Good Feet arch supports were what gave me the relief I needed.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure that I got something that my feet felt good in, not somebody else's feet. I love the fact that I can wear these arch supports in all my shoes. I have boots, I have cowboy boots, I have running shoes, I have walking shoes, I have flat shoes, I have heels. It makes me so happy. If you ask my husband, he will crack up because there is no store I would rather go in than a shoe store. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
We're located at 7341 East Chase Parkway in the shops at East Chase. Now hiring.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Second hour here on a beautiful Thursday afternoon. Eddie Bader in the studio with me, and also joining us now, we have Chris Boatner with the Piggly Wiggly there in Prattville. Sir, Chris, how are you?
Very good. Glad to be here.
Good to see you. And, well, first let's just tell the folks out there where y'all are located and what's going on there.
Okay. Well, obviously, we got bought out. We were on Winn-Dixie before. Same location, 701 East Main Street, Prattville, Alabama, right across from one of our competition.
Mm-hmm.
Same place, same great people, same smiling faces. They retained most of us, so we're very fortunate.
Good. That's awesome. That's very good.
Yes.
That already makes me think.
Oh, yes.
Good folks.
Yeah.
Good folks in that regard. And y'all are like anything you can imagine with a place to go grocery shopping. Or we were talking off air about you want to get a fresh cut steak or
right.
Go by the bakery, seafood. Like y'all got it all going on there.
Absolutely. I mean, if you have so many customers, they look and they got that look in their face and say, listen, if there's something you want a thicker or thinner steak, if you want you buy a whole tenderloin, you want to cut it up. We have 4 meat cutters back there that have almost 100 years experience cutting meat. The same ones they've been before we were converted. Seafood, you buy seafood from us, we're going to season and steam it for free.
Oh, nice.
We make cakes. We're going to do party platters. We have a floral department that does boutonnieres, corsages. So instead of going to a florist and spending, $80, come spend with us, you'll spend about a third of that. So we did as much, if not more, than we did the prior name.
So, and then if I need to go for like a grocery run for my grandfather and get some fresh bananas and get like some special case cereal and walnuts and some milk and stuff, I can get all that.
All that. And the good thing is you'll get that. Also, you'll get friendly folks.
Yes.
Hey, you can't find something, we're going to speak to you. We're going to help you.
Very good. Now, you also have, I believe, a points program?
Yeah, you said you guys are the only ones doing it, but I know a lot of people are excited about that. They want that in their life now.
Yeah, one good thing about us, we listen to our customers.
Okay.
And, one thing the prior company had, they had a reward program. Well, guess what? We got it back. It's very, very, very easy. You can earn points for your shopping. For every 200 points you spend, you'll earn $1 off your next order. But it's very simple. You go through the register. You give them you'll get on a little keypad, you put in your phone number. And at that point, you're signed up. That gives you free points. And then if you go ahead and put your email address down, it'll give you an extra 100. So 100 free points right there. And there's a kiosk up front. You can clip your coupons there if you'd like. If you're like me and really be busy, you might have hundreds of coupons and you don't clip anything. But if you buy that item, it's going to show up a coupon right there at the register.
Okay.
I mean, and if you
Even
want
better.
and you want to download the app card from Google Play or whatever, you also can manage it that way. But very, very simple.
Cool.
We're in the future. We're going to be running some items that you'll get extra points. So we're very excited by popular demand.
And now, I'll hold it up to my camera. Y'all got merch over there too, like Piggly Wiggly merch. I'm holding a mug for folks just listening on the radio, and one side's the face of the Piggly Wiggly, and then it's a pig's butt on the other side of it.
That's our second.
Just the ham.
That's our second order. That's our second order. We've got T-shirts, we've got hats, we've got salt and pepper shakers, and believe it or not, we sell a ton of that.
Oh, I bet.
And
that's what we were talking about the shirt.
It was not planned at all.
No, of all days I got on a
shirt.
Piggly Wiggly shirt, and I was telling him, somebody bought me the shirt from North Carolina. We were talking off air that Piggly Wiggly shirts, T-shirts, for a while, the classic T-shirts, they were a couple $100 a piece on eBay. So
come on,
I never thought of Piggly Wiggly being in the shirt business, but I'm wearing one.
See, and I was kind of like, "Where's Eddie?" Because I knew you were stopping by, and I'm like, "This is he needs to be here for this. He'll get excited."
Well, I do got a question about the butcher.
Okay.
All right. So let's say I do buy a big loin and I want it cut up, say 3/4 inch and maybe some 1.5 inches. They can handle all that.
Oh,
Is there any extra
absolutely.
charges for that or anything?
No charge. Absolutely. Okay. You buy the whole piece. We can cut it up, a half of it, 3/4, inch and a half.
Nice.
Whatever you want, we can do it for you.
Cool.
Because the big thing is y'all the customers.
Right.
Y'all pay our bills. So absolutely, we give that service. No
That's
charge.
good service because you know as well as I do, in the day we live in today, getting good service sometimes can be a challenge. So.
And that's what we push there.
Yeah.
Now, I like to cook a ribeye steak on the stovetop, so I like getting a thick, big thick piece where you can cook it a pretty good bit on the stovetop. So everything, all the fat renders, and it's just
absolutely
it's tasty. Man, I'm hungry now.
I love steak.
I know.
You
didn't bring steak?
Well, next if I'm invited back, I'll bring steak next time.
So let's give location and how folks can check y'all out again.
Yeah. Once again, we're at 701 East Main Street at Prattville, right before you go downtown. Same building we were. Basically, if you walk in, same smiling faces, different name. We got great prices. I think you'd be very happy to come visit us. Give us a try.
Excellent. Yeah, and folks are pinching pennies these days still.
Absolutely.
And so, folks, you're looking for a great spot where you get all your needs for a reasonable price. There you go. Piggly Wiggly there in Prattville.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Good to meet you, Chris. We'll be right back, folks.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
A new year brings new opportunities, and right now the market is starting to shift.
Interest rates are beginning to come down, which means more buying power and more options for buyers who've been waiting.
If you're thinking about buying a home, this could be the moment to take that next step.
And whether you're buying, selling, or investing, having experience on your side matters more than ever.
At Hannah and Eddie Realty Group, we're also growing our team.
If you're an experienced agent ready to make a difference in this market and want to be part of a team that values knowledge, support, and results, call Hannah and Eddie Realty Group, where opportunity meets experience.
2026 marks 60 years that hope has had a home in Alabama. At the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches, children who've lost everything through no fault of their own have found something priceless. A safe place to live, a loving Christian family, and the chance to simply be kids again. Here, boys and girls grow up surrounded by care, guidance, and faith, learning right from wrong, learning responsibility, learning they are valued and that their lives have purpose. As the Alabama sheriffs have believed for 6 decades, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women. These former ranchers are now teachers, parents, business owners, and leaders, living proof that love, structure, and faith can change a life forever. As the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches celebrate 60 years of serving Alabama's children, you can help ensure the next child has the same chance. Learn how you can make a difference at alabamasheriffsyouthranches.org. 60 years of building lives, and we're just getting started.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a man from outer space.
What's up, Earthling?
I see you've landed your spacecraft over there in that field.
That's right, man.
My question is, why have you landed here on our planet?
I came to see David Ernest.
The asset preservationist?
Yeah, man. I wanted to see if he would take a look at my portfolio for me.
Well, before you make the trip over there, call him on his toll-free number, 833-596-7233.
And I understand those last 4 digits spell out the word safe.
That is correct.
Funny thing happened the last time I came to Earth.
What was that?
I went to the Walmart, man.
Yes?
And I accidentally went in the back door.
How did that work out?
Well, they stopped me and very gently told me that I needed to go around front and come in.
And then what did you do?
I said, cool, man. Take me to your greeter.
You flew millions of miles just for that.
Hey, man, I don't ride them. I just read them.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
That was.
I want to get by the Piggly Wiggly now.
I do dig the pig.
Yeah, I like that mug. I like that shirt. I like this little tote
What's
bag.
the odds of wearing the shirt, Joey?
Oh, and we got a camo hat.
Yeah, there's a camo hat, and I think
some
there's
Southern
else.
Pecan K-Cups as well. Oh,
Yep.
well, now that is a nice hat right there.
I'm telling you, dude.
Hold on.
Know some good people.
Move the hair back.
Prepare the hair, Joey.
Yeah. Oh, well, my head's too big.
There's a shocker.
Yeah, it is, actually. That is not what people would expect. That's all right.
That's good on you.
That's all right.
Dude, you just went. Oh, I'm not hurting your feelings. I'm being very positive.
No.
You just went from nerd to straight up redneck, good looking kind of guy. You got a country album coming out sometime soon?
More like, Shooter Jennings. And like,
yeah.
Sturgill.
Yeah. I feel like you got something going
Kind
on
of
there.
a psychedelic Southern fried take on religiosity.
I got it, man. You got a new look going. I like
Fighting
that.
the demons at night, trying to get you in your dreams.
Demons away.
We were talking. I'm not going to share it publicly, but dadgum, it is weird.
What'd you eat last night? Anything different?
Pizza, pepperoni pizza.
Yeah, lay off that for a while.
So I guess we can call this next segment.
Yeah.
Wine, beer, liquor, and cocaine.
Oh,
Let's
all right.
start with the wine, beer, and liquor. This is from the New York Post. In fact, both stories from the New York Post. But study finds one drink is linked to lower risk of death than others. Now, before we even read it.
I saw that. I didn't read it.
This doesn't even. I mean, is this just like big alcohol, like saying too many of y'all are smoking the
It came out
wacky backy?
yesterday. I don't know if it was the alcohol people, but they came out and said more people are smoking marijuana and not drinking. Which we've known this because what's the trend's been? Hey, let's get with the government and tell them, hey, we don't want this hemp stuff that's cutting into our,
Well,
for the children.
A lot of people going just sober.
Yep.
Like, I think people are realizing just how bad alcohol can be for you.
Sure, but a lot of people I know they've gone what we call California sober. They just don't drink liquor no more.
Yeah. But, okay. So this is what the story says.
Okay.
Not all types of alcohol are created equal.
Duh.
And a new study suggests that wine may carry lower health risk than beer or hard liquor. Wait, is this
That's
a new study
I've
or
known
one
that-
from the 90s?
Thank you. I've known that forever and a day.
Yeah.
Nothing new there.
Did the study that came out with the book Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus, like the board game edition?
The wine still tastes like crap, so.
You don't like wine?
Mm-mm.
I do like wine.
I've
Like,
never
especially with a
found
good
wine
meal. But yeah, like wine's easy to get pretty drunk on if you just keep sipping.
Who needs a glass when you got a bottle?
Well,
Yeah. See,
I
that's the
know a
problem.
few
That's the-
people that's their motto.
That's the problem.
In fact, somebody asked me just this morning if I would give them if they needed a liver transplant.
Yeah.
Would I help them? And I'm like, can you graft part of a liver?
Yeah.
You can?
I think so.
Yeah, I'd probably do it then.
Plus, you'd have good stuff, man. Healthy liver.
I don't know about that. I got pest sense.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You don't even know, folks.
That's right.
You don't even know. But apparently it's the wine. In a March 19th news release, the American College of Cardiology outlined findings, who, by the way, just invested in vineyards, outlined findings from the research which analyzed how alcohol type and intake levels impact the risk of death. The study, to be presented at the American College of Cardiology's annual scientific session from March 28th to the 30th, followed more than 340,000 British adults between 2006 and 2022. So that's a long-term, massive study.
Especially with the Brits and the no Guinness.
Using UK Biobank data, researchers analyzed participant questionnaires. That's the problem with a lot of these studies with food. It's
much
all
trust.
self-reporting. The adults were placed into one of four groups based on their alcohol consumption levels. So let's see where you fit.
All right. I can already tell you, but go ahead.
The study was observational, meaning the findings show an association but cannot prove cause and effect. Thank you for that. Alcohol consumption was measured using standard drink equivalents. For example, 12-ounce cans of beer, 5-ounce glasses of wine, and 1.5-ounce shots of spirits all contain the same amount of pure alcohol.
They ain't got no 40s over there?
Which is around 14 grams. You're white.
That's why I like the 40s. I love a good 40.
That was more of a black thing. A 40?
You know where I'm from, right?
Oh, it's more of a southern thing. So it doesn't matter if you're white or black. You just want that 40.
OE 800. Old English 800 was.
And doesn't they go back to our weird alcohol laws and
Yes, it
stuff?
does.
Yeah. It's just the 40 came so associated with the hip hop culture.
Because you used to duct tape it to your hands. And
Right. Oh, yeah, the crazy 40. I remember. Wholesome times, folks. But yeah, that makes sense. A 12-ounce can of beer, a 5-ounce glass of wine, and a shot all have 14 grams of pure alcohol.
All right.
Analyzing cardiovascular disease deaths, researchers discovered that moderate wine drinkers had a 21% lower risk of dying from the disease than people who never drank or occasionally drank. Though, once again, the study was observational in nature only. Experts have urged caution in interpreting such findings, because you better believe it, there's some winos out there. They're like, oh, I got another reason to drink tonight.
I mean, I don't teach their own, but it tastes like crap.
By contrast, even low intake, Now, I think I've learned this from experience. By contrast, even low intake of spirits, beer, or cider was associated with a 9% higher risk of dying from cardiovascular disease compared with drinking never or occasionally.
10%? I'll take that risk.
Yeah. High alcohol consumption was also increased overall health risks. People with high alcohol intake were 24% more likely to die from any cause.
Yeah, risky behavior.
Yeah, there you go. They were also 36% more likely to die from cancer and 14% more likely to die from cardiovascular disease.
Smokers, when you start drinking, you start smoking, Joe. Everybody knows that.
There you go. But the study also found that beer, cider, and liquor may be linked to higher health risks than wine, even in small amounts.
Who's drinking cider?
I don't know. It's a little fruity, if you ask me.
Thank you.
Differences in risk by alcohol type emerged at low and moderate levels of consumption, where drinking spirits, beer, or cider was associated with a significantly higher risk of death, while the same level of wine consumption was associated with a significantly lower risk of death. I don't know if I buy this. I know they've studied people for years, but, I mean, how much beer are you drinking? I get the liquor stuff. Like, hard alcohol is hard on you, but how many beers are you drinking? How many 12-ounce cans?
Most of the time, it would be all of a 12-pack, if not into the case.
In a day?
Yeah.
Every day?
I worked a lot of hours. And then, that was the days I had to work.
Welcome into the intervention hour here on News Talk.
In our 20s, dude, we used to drink all the time. I mean, I'm not saying it was the greatest behavior by no means, but...
Oh, I hear you. But the findings help clarify mixed evidence about the impacts of alcohol consumption, said Zhang Ling Chen.
I think I met him at Sandals.
A professor at the Central South University of China and the lead author of the study. Wait, we're letting the Chinese run this study?
Hey, we already messed up. Already messed up.
There's a quote from Zhang Ling Chen. Should I read it straight up, or I was tempted to do the other thing?
Man who go to bed with itchy butt wakes up with stinky fingers. Is that the?
These are findings. These findings can help refine guidance, emphasizing that the health risk of alcohol depend not only on the amount of alcohol consumed, but also on the type of beverage.
Yes, and the behavior.
Yeah. I love these studies, man. These people get paid to study this stuff that's just kind of common sense.
But does it not make sense? Okay, winos are more going to be, I'm drinking my wine, I'm sitting on the couch, I'm reading a book. Whereas beer and liquor drinkers are like, hey, y'all, watch this.
And that's the distinction, though. Like, how much wine are you drinking? If you're drinking a whole bottle by yourself...
Is that a bad thing, a bottle a day or something?
That's a lot of alcohol.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure there's some folks that can handle it because they're used to it. But
I did see that one wine glass is the size of a wine bottle.
You have like a couple wine glasses, like, with dinner or something. That's probably what they mean by moderate.
2?
Or like 1. Yeah, I know.
That's kind of teetotaling right there. I don't know if that's moderate.
Yeah, I'm a teetotaler. I drink wine.
I get it, but you don't get mad if I do.
And I'm not seeing any like practical advice. So how many glasses of wine can I drink to lower my cardiovascular health risk?
I want to say it's 3.
3. So small glasses.
Yeah, but you're not drinking a lot.
Yeah. Well, what if I eat a big old ribeye steak with it? Is that good for my cardiovascular health?
I wouldn't think so. I think the liquor would come in better there. It'd help break it down.
But anyway, I remember how I said this segment is called Wine, Beer, Liquor, or Cocaine.
Oh, yes, the cocaine.
We have a cocaine story.
All right.
Also from the New York Post. This headline was definitely meant for clicks, and I'm clicking, baby.
All right.
Cocaine-fueled sharks are on the prowl in the Caribbean.
Yep. Been a problem for a while, Joey.
Scientists blaming partying tourists.
No, it's not the partying tourists. It's the kilos that fall off the boats. And the shark is a predator, finds something floating on top of the water, decides to take a bite of it.
This was written up at the New York Post by Ben Cost. And I know that Ben must be a little bit in hell because this happens also with TV anchors and reporters and stuff. They have to. The only way they can get their funny bone tickled and out are puns.
Boy.
The first sentence.
Oh, boy.
This puts the white in great white.
That's racist.
Move over cocaine bear. Brazilian scientists have discovered traces of nose candy, caffeine, and painkillers in sharks swimming in waters around the Bahamas. These blowfish aren't getting hooked on purpose or porpoise. It's the fallout from an uptick in marine pollutants per an apocalyptic study that's literally in this essay. It's not even an essay, in this quick article, clickbait write-up. Not apocalyptic, apocalyptic. With hyphens and everything.
He's a funny guy, Joey.
Published, and the study is published by the journal Environmental Pollution.
Well, yeah. I mean, okay, cocaine doesn't, when you take it in your body, meth too, it doesn't stay in your body, it kind of goes out. So all that pee is going to go in the ocean eventually. That pee's
You pee in
got
the
the
ocean?
cocaine. Try to turn it yellow my whole life. Didn't have no luck, though.
At least you got goals. Pharmaceuticals and illicit drugs are increasingly recognized as contaminants of emerging concern.
Yeah.
CECs. In marine environments, particularly in areas undergoing rapid urbanization and tourism-driven development, the researchers wrote while describing the troubling sharkotics trend.
Otics?
Narcotics, sharkotics. This guy been cost. I'm telling you. He's in hell. He's very repressed. He wants to tickle that funny bone a lot more than he's allowed to in his write-ups.
Wow.
Anyway, to see whether these marine marauders were under the influence, the team had reportedly analyzed blood samples from 85 specimens around Eleuthera, or something like that, one of the Bahamas' most remote islands. The subjects were tested for both legal and illegal substances.
Oh, okay.
Of the samples, a shocking 28 sharks, spanning 3 species, tested positive for drugs, the most common of which was caffeine. This was followed by acetaminophen and diclofenac. Yeah. The active ingredients in the popular painkillers Tylenol and Voltaren. You ever taken Voltaren?
No.
What is Voltaren?
I don't even know what that is.
Well, it's apparently popular.
I
know what Tylenol
I've never heard
is.
of it. Yeah, Tylenol.
Meanwhile, 2 of the animals tested positive for cocaine, which researchers attributed to them chomping on drug packets that fell into the water. Yeah, there you go. They bite things to investigate and end up exposed.
Don't that always...
This reportedly marked the first time cocaine had been detected in sharks in the Bahamas. Trace amounts had previously been found in sharks in Brazil. Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Same thing.
And the first instance of the critters testing positive for caffeine anywhere on Earth.
So is the caffeine not, I mean, is it like the microplastics where it's just kind of living in a constant state there in the liquid?
Perhaps.
If that's the case, they're just going to keep going.
Researchers noted that the drug-addled predators had been taken from popular tourist and dive spots, suggesting they'd been exposed to wastewater from boats in urban developments, which may have been polluted with the aforementioned substances. It's yet unclear what effect the drugs are having on the predators' behavior, but the researchers found changes in metabolic markers in sharks with contaminated blood. This indicated that exposure to this chemical runoff was causing them to experience stress. The sharks are stressed out and burn more energy while attempting to metabolize the pollutants.
That's what cocaine does to you.
The researcher previously helped produce this is Tracy Fanara, Florida oceanographer, who was also involved with the study. Tracy previously helped produce Cocaine Sharks, a documentary on how sharks were potentially being exposed to cocaine from distribution networks operating in the Caribbean. So maybe, I don't know what the politics are of Tracy in particular, but maybe you should say thank you, President Trump.
Maybe.
Or
saving the sharks.
Perhaps they actually added extra pollutants by blowing up those boats. Not to mention, killing human beings.
Think about
like
that,
just killing human beings.
How much cocaine gets spread out in one of those boats? And the sharks, the sharks are there picking up the other part. So,
coincidentally, research on goldfish found that caffeine ups their energy and focus, just like with humans. Although it's unclear how this would affect their toothier counterparts' behavior in the wild, nonetheless, scientists found their accidental drug use concerning given the remoteness of the locale, suggesting that not even pristine marine environments are safe from the worldwide pollution scourge.
Whatever, nerds.
We're talking about a very remote island in the Bahamas, lamented one of the researchers. Fanara said that ultimately this narcotic trickle-down effect serves as, quote, a reminder that coastal infrastructure, tourism, and marine food webs are tightly connected. Well, that's a disappointing way to end a story. nerdy way to end the story.
Looking for something else there.
Anyway, this part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services, and they're at Pest Pro. Ashley and that great team are ready to help you out if you're worried about
Skeeters, because they are out in abundance.
Ants, cockroaches,
La cucarachas. And I've seen some big bugs. They look like I don't know if you're familiar with the June bug.
Yeah.
Okay,
man.
but these don't have the green. They're just brown, like a big cockroach. I see them flying around my lights here.
Aren't we going to start seeing the love bugs for too long, or is that more of a fall thing?
It's coming, but yeah, more fall. Right now we got the Asian beetles, which are driving everybody crazy.
Yeah, spiders as well.
Dude, I had a spider dropped on me yesterday. It freaks me out.
How big was it?
It wasn't that big. It was just it came out of a tree, and I could feel it on the back of my neck.
Oh,
and,
man, that's no fun.
No.
That's no fun at all. And, it's one thing if you're in the woods.
Yeah.
But if you're at home and
and the spider drops down on you?
That's unnerving. It's incredibly unnerving.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to get all this stuff taken care of, especially as all those insects, all those little critters are coming to life.
It's breeding
with the
season,
spring,
baby.
Get in touch with Pest Pro Services. You can always learn more details at ppsriverregion.com or just search for Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces or call them direct, 265-9990. That's 265-9990. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Soldier Boy.
Hey, Soldier Boy.
What's up, man?
Hey, I want to change the subject, but can I do that a little bit?
Sure.
Actually, if you're going to change the subject, let's hit a break, and then we'll come back to you.
Okay.
All right. Hold on for me.
Hold on, Soldier Boys.
We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
The employees of Adams Drugs would like to thank you for trusting us with your health care in 2025. We look forward to serving you and your family in 2026. You will continue to enjoy the same services such as immunizations, compounding, medication therapy management, delivery service, and wellness clinics, to name a few. Looking for that perfect gift for a loved one? Visit our Emily B. gift shop and find everything from Tyler candles to scout bags. Gift wrapping is available. If you have not visited Adams Drugs and experienced the award-winning customer service, we ask you to consider us for your prescription care in 2026. We have 12 convenient locations to serve you in the River Region. 8 in Montgomery, 1 in Wetumpka, Prattville, Millbrook, and Pine Level, Marbury. Please find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Y'all hear about all those politicians making money in the stock market?
Yeah, that Nancy Pelosi's making a killing.
Yeah, she is, and so is Coach.
Tommy Tuberville?
Yeah, he and Pelosi are making millions. Turns out old Senator Tuberville's trading ag futures while he's on the ag committee.
Wow, Tommy Tuberville's making a killing in the stock market.
Yep, just like Nancy Pelosi.
It's all just a big game to Coach Tuberville.
In 2024, Tommy Tuberville made millions trading stocks, just in 1 year.
Wonder what else there is.
So Tommy Tuberville is making millions in the stock market, all in the industries he regulates.
Tommy Tuberville's great at making millions for himself.
Now I want to know.
Just how much money did Tommy Tuberville and Nancy Pelosi make for themselves in the stock market?
Why don't we ask him? Let's call Tommy Tuberville. Ask him how much money he made himself in the stock market.
And tell him, for us, it's not a game.
This advertisement is paid for by the Alabama Leadership Fund.
From weddings and concerts to cookouts and construction sites, TT Porta Toilets has been serving Central Alabama for over 30 years. Whether you need standard portable toilets with wash stations or upscale restroom trailers for special events, the Tierce family has the right solution for every occasion. So when you're planning your next big event or project, make it easy on yourself. Call 285-5513 or visit ttportatoilet.com. TT Porta Toilets. Clean, convenient, dependable.
This is Jennifer Pestruccelli, General Sales Manager and co-owner of Blue Water Broadcasting. We're home to 7 radio stations at a rapidly expanding digital marketing platform, and we're looking for our next great sales professional. At Blue Water, you'll build customized campaigns that include radio and targeted digital marketing solutions. You'll prospect new clients, manage your own accounts, and work in a fast-paced, creative environment. Media or digital sales experience is a plus. Send your resume to jobs@bluewaterbroadcasting.com. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
We've got a pretty good forecast. In fact, a little warm up today and tomorrow with a lot of sunshine and a high temperature into the middle 80s today, and tomorrow will be in the 50s at night. Just a bit of a setback over the weekend with high temperatures mostly in the middle 70s, but still storm-free and dry. Boy, we need some rain, but there's no rain in the forecast for the next several days. Down on the beaches, a little cooler with highs mostly in the low to mid-70s. Chilly Gulf water in the mid-60s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. And let's go back to the phones, talk to Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy, what's on your mind today?
Shrinkflation, baby.
Shrinkflation, okay.
Man, my personal experiences. How's that? Okay.
Okay.
My first one is my Chips Ahoy's cookie. I had a glass with my Tweety Bird, which I got. My dad got at a gas station for. Remember those days when he used to be able to fill up a gas tank, take gas, and you'd get H-green stamps or a gift or something.
Glass, yep. I remember that all the time.
Yeah, I got that glass. I had to collect the glass every week. Was a different one. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I used to take my Chips Ahoy cookie, and I had to break it in half in order to dunk it because the cookie was so damn big.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're little now.
Now I buy them. I'm ringing the bells on all 360 degrees on that glass.
Well, and so because of that, how many are you grabbing at once when you go to the pack?
You do a row at a minimum.
A row.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Because I've made the mistake. I'll get 3, and then I'm back.
You're going back.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Makes you feel bad. It makes you feel bad. It's like I had to eat 3 to get the filling of 2. Okay, I understand that. And then here's the second thing. I would go to McDonald's now. You know about McDonald's. Anybody eat the fish fillets at McDonald's?
I love a fish fillet from McDonald's.
Why do they only give you a half a slice of cheese for?
They've been doing that forever and a day. I used to work at McDonald's when I was 15, and I couldn't believe it then. I was like, y'all been ripping people off. And they continued doing it. Half a slice.
Half a slice of American cheese.
Half a slice of cheese, yeah.
And you know what's gotten smaller? You know what else has gotten smaller? The Big Mac. I used to take the Big Mac, and it took me at least 5 or 6 large bites to finish a Big Mac. Now I can do it in 4.
You ever thought maybe your mouth got bigger?
No, I thought about that. If anything, I've gotten older, it's gotten smaller. When you get older, trust me.
Your jaws get tired.
Yeah. And then the McDonald's is starting to do, and a lot of fast food restaurants, they're putting their soft drink refills. First, they used to save on labor.
Yeah.
They would put the, for refills and everything, you would pour it yourself, correct?
Yep.
But now, they had 2 reasons. They put it back behind the counter now. You have to ask for a refill.
Yep.
And I asked them why, but people were bringing cups from 2 days ago.
Oh, certainly. Plus, they don't really have cashiers anymore, so they're not paying attention to the front of the house, so they can't see people just ripping them off left and right.
Taco Bell on Vaughn Road the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that kiosk is not user-friendly, okay?
Oh, no, it's not.
Especially, I'm a
not.
network engineer. It's not user-friendly at all, okay?
Yep.
So the next thing I know, I go up to the counter, and the lady looks at me and says, you have to place your order through the kiosk. I said, you're right there. Why can't you take my order? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, AI robots are going to be taking over real soon, and you're not going to have human beings serving food or anything.
Oh, I agree.
It's getting that bad.
Who's going to spit on our burgers? There's nobody back there.
example,
AI ain't going to spit on your food.
It doesn't taste the same anymore, honey.
Right.
Less salt.
Who's going to throw your sandwich on the ground and pick it up and put it back in the bag? Mm-hmm. AI ain't going to do that.
Oh, I tell you, it's getting sad. And then you take the Big Mac, okay? I did like on the internet, and like I said, I took a medium cup lid, and it's bigger than the damn Big Mac bun.
Wow.
Everything has shrunk, and they don't think we're smart enough to realize that they've charged us more for less.
No,
What do you think? Everybody is smart enough to realize it?
Well, if 60% of people think the war is going bad right now, that shows you how stupid people are in this country, okay? This war is going really good. We've only had 13 casualties. Really? You know what? Like I said the other day when I was talking to Troy, war is hell, okay?
It is.
Children die all the time. When I was in Iraq, they fired from the top of mosques, top of hospitals, and on the top of University of Baghdad with mortar shells, okay, and then boom, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Trust me.
Well, and then especially, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're talking the 82nd Airborne or, say, a Marine Amphibious Unit, they want their boots on the ground. They're that's why they signed
Chomping
up.
at the bit, baby. They're chomping at the bit.
I didn't tell you, Troy, one time when I was in our green zone in Baghdad, you know what a land shop is, the local area network and IT networking?
Yes.
You know what a land shop is, right? Yeah. Well, we had a mortar shell that jumped over our TV wall and hit right outside. It knocked down our left side of our center block wall, right? So there was dust flying everywhere, right? And we had guys from the Army, and Air Force, and Marines. Well, in the Air Force, they tell us all the time, when you get into bomber deck, take cover. So I got underneath that steel desk and made myself from 6'4" down to 2 foot, okay? Because I'm a lover, not a fighter. I would have joined the Marines or the Army, infantry or something, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But the next thing I know, the Army guys over there, there's cinder block dust is flying everywhere, and he's still typing on his keyboard like nothing happened. Just didn't even flinch. And then my favorite boy that I'll never forget, my favorite Marine, Lance Corporal Chadowski. Oh, my goodness. He picked up his gun, cocked one that was been alive in the chamber. I said, Corporal Chadowski, where are you going? He said, I'm gonna go out there and do what I was trained to and I was raised to do, and that's kill me a raghead.
Woo!
All right.
I'm not shocked. There's a lot of folks like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they sign up.
It just shows you each branch of service gets raised differently.
Yes, they do.
Well,
So-
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the journey through shrinkflation and the latest on the war. Thanks, man.
See you, Sergeant Boy.
Yeah, and Trump all confident in the cabinet meeting, and everybody else too. They did that, the cameras in the cabinet room today.
But they
got a few of those clips.
Did him go buy gas today?
Probably not.
Got no clips from the gas pumps.
Though, on Venezuela, Doug Burgum said production is up 50% in just a few months, which is pretty crazy, and all that oil is going to American refineries.
Which is supposed to, but...
I'm in the sort of, where's the result? And if the result of what happened in Venezuela, Cuba, I think the big snack is actually Mexico, and that's actually, I think the Mexican cartels are a bigger problem than Iran.
Yeah. They're going to be harder to...
Yes, they just are. That's actually probably going to be a Rubio or a Vance problem in the next presidential term, or whoever is...
Rubio's only can do so many jobs, Joey. Come on.
Yeah, well, and there's another meme that came out today where it's like Rubio now realizes he has to be J.D. Vance, and it's the meme J.D. Vance with the curly hair and the fat face and the makeup and stuff.
The dude can only do so many jobs. We're going to kill him.
But, there's a lot of hard-hitting stuff going on out there. And Jesse Waters is doing old-school TV stuff.
Oh, boy.
Did you see? This is just people act like, oh, look how dumb the kids are these days. No, they've been doing this for like 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Where you take a reporter with a microphone, like a serious reporter who does the news and what's going on with Venezuela and Iran and shrinkflation. And then you take that guy with the microphone and you go and put the microphone in the face of 18 and 19-year-olds down on the coast, on the beach for spring break. And you ask them about the world's...
Why, do you just want to be depressed about the future of the world?
I don't think you should be depressed. I think these are mostly... don't you remember when you were young, dumb, and full of...
Yes, I do.
Ideas?
And all those have changed.
Well, here is that segment. Let's check it out together.
Well, hello.
What college you guys go to?
UTC.
UTC.
God, we need to do a college.
It's such a foreign world to me at this point. I realize watching this how old I am.
Nah, wait till you
Because I've
get
been
older.
surrounded by boomers a lot.
Yep.
So I feel young. But, like, man, seeing this and these young men and women, I'm like, I am old. Anyway, and I kind of like it. I hate it being 18 years old. Anyway, you loved it.
You know I did, man.
Yeah. Anyway, let's keep going.
For you.
Sacred Heart University.
Ohio State.
Spring break 2026. What is the game plan?
Drinking, blackout with my rack out.
If my mom is watching, I'm sorry, Mom, but I've been getting pretty drunk almost every day.
Hey, and he goes to Sacred Heart, which sounds like a Catholic university.
Right. I don't know if I went to that type of school if I'd have put that out there.
The nuns are going to whoop you.
Yeah, you got to come back.
Girls, get with as many girls as we can.
All the girls, blackout with my rack out. Get with the girls.
And not come back with an STD.
Wake up.
What, you didn't have that goal going to spring break?
Hook up with all the girls with my gold medallion on the beach.
And not come back with an STD?
Not come back with any STD.
Yes, that is
It's a good goal, I suppose.
That's successful. But I got to look at the guy. I don't think
I
he's
usually
pull
just
that much.
came back with a sunburn. Anyway.
With one person each night, that's it.
So how many guys have you made out with this week?
I've been here for about 10 days. So 10.
What were their names?
I don't remember.
Name one. Name me one. Name me one. What is the craziest thing you've seen at spring break?
Not that crazy. I've seen people do like cocaine off of boobs. I saw a girl like black out on the street. That was pretty exciting. Sunday mimosa drag races.
Do you see that guy take his pants off in the middle of the club?
There's a lot of famous people down here.
Have you seen Johnny Belisario?
What?
Never mind.
Okay.
What is the wildest thing you've done down here?
Got with somebody the first night that I came down here.
Pole dancing. 2 days ago. Stripping naked, getting in the water. You gotta say, What'd you do? You went something crazy. On the strip? Honestly. All right, on the strip? No, when you had this.
Okay, that wasn't public, but yeah, okay, that's.
Oh, God, I could see why. Like, my dad was a little more carefree, and my mother was like, you go to no parties, you do nothing like this. And I see why they never, ever allowed me to go anywhere near something like that. Like, there were beach trips with, like, people from
With family
school.
in church.
Yeah, well, and from the high school, and, like, we drank, for sure. But there was none of this, like, you have nobody looking
You didn't
out
ever
at
sleep
you.
at Bobby's house, and Bobby told his parents he was sleeping at your house, and you went to the beach for a weekend of debauchery?
No, I never did that with Bobby.
You know, Bobby's just a...
No, because, like, I would get caught. Like, my mother was a hawk. Like, there was no way.
Let me tell you.
No, she was the type, let me just tell you, like, and I look back on this and I love her for trying to save my soul, but she was the type, if I'm caught at a party, she calls all the parents and tells them about the party.
Yep.
Like, it wasn't just
Why you didn't get
consequences for
invited
me.
to no more parties.
Right.
Yep.
No, she went to the heart of the matter and was like, I'm going to ruin this.
I think with my mom, it become a challenge of, okay, I'm going to tell you things that you're not going to want to hear, so I'm just going to lie and say I'm going to sleep at Bobby's house. Then she would find out what I did, and she would try to come embarrass me. So at that point, I quit lying. I'm like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. Yeah, you can lock me in the room, but later on the night at 2 a.m., I ain't going to be there.
That's fair.
Probably not the best strategy I went for.
But I look back on this with old eyes, and I know some people look on it enviously, like, I wish I could. Or I never was that bold, or stuff. But I'm looking at this going, man, I dodged a bullet or two.
Dodged some teen pregnancies.
What issue facing America is the most important to you?
What bikini I'm gonna wear next? Obesity is terrible.
Ice. Not personally. I'm legal.
Getting a tan on the beach. That's the most important thing in my life right now.
I'm thinking about Starbucks, to be honest. I'm thinking about Starbucks, what I'm gonna get for today.
The elevators don't work. You got 43 floors. The elevators don't work.
I could take this little glass of water, drop it in the magnets. That's the end of the elevator.
What have you heard that Donald Trump has been doing recently?
Gulf of America. That's the last thing I kept up with.
We're going to war with Iraq. That's been crazy.
Oh, crazy.
You got Maduro out. Oh, with Trump, but that done.
He's like trying to sue those people for making.
I didn't get any of that except
No,
he's done.
I heard it. I don't F with Trump, but that N-word gets S done.
All right. I see what he was laying down now. Yeah.
I think that's a great summation of the Trump presidency.
Pretty much is, yes.
Kind of how I feel. Pretty much I'm starting to feel more and more.
Gets it done.
I heard it. I don't know why you didn't hear it. I'm like, I know exactly what he said. Anyway, let's keep going.
Jokes about him.
600 times! You must be happy.
I'm very happy.
The Ayatollah's dead.
What? Who? What? What is that?
Who the is Ayatollah?
I've never heard that word in my life.
Lewis, what's Ayatollah?
I haven't heard. I found out about Chuck Norris yesterday. That was more devastating to me.
He was the supreme leader of Iran. He's dead?
Oh, yeah.
We killed him.
You did? You killed him?
Johnny. Whoa. If you were in charge, how would you take on Iran?
Yeah, all my girls and we would all start putting belts on them.
We get a bunch of girls in bikinis, we make them run across the battlefield. All the guys are distracted. We all run in.
Look at him in his eyes, I guess. Flirt with him.
I'd blow him up. God. I don't know enough about it, but I would probably wipe it out.
Drop a bomb, baby. Bomb the out of him.
I would bomb the out of him.
What have you heard about that?
And I love that so many folks watch us like all these dumb kids and stuff, and then literally quoted Trump there.
But if that were your son,
yeah,
would you not have a talk with him when he got back? Just about, if nothing else, don't say nothing in front of the camera anymore so you don't look like a dumbass.
There would be that.
Or, just get some basic education of the world. But until then, don't say anything in front of the camera.
Well, I'm not a parent, but I already know.
He brought shame upon his
If
house.
I become a parent, if I become a father, I'm going to be a lot like my mother. That's just how I am.
Dude, it's the way to be.
I'm going to be pretty.
You'll be that way on
loving,
kid number one.
But heavy-handed.
Kid number one, you'll be that way. 2, you'll be a little
Pretty
off.
protective.
3,
then
three's going to be
used
feral.
to it. Right. Feral?
Yeah, feral kid.
Well, let's keep going with these drunk teenagers.
Venezuela.
Venezuela? Nothing.
I'm not sure.
I barely know what be going on in Tennessee where I'm from.
That they beat us in the World Baseball Classic. Have you heard anything else? No.
Nothing.
she's
I
got
have
that.
heard nothing about Venezuela.
You know, honestly, I don't know and I don't care.
Where is Venezuela?
I don't know. I'm drunk. I don't know. Venezuela? Isn't that in Spain?
Go easy on the tequila.
What do you want to tell Jesse Waters? You're on his show. That's the guy who was eating the steak, remember? Is like in front of the vegan guy? Oh, Jesse Waters. You know who I am?
I do not.
Here's Johnny.
Hi, Johnny.
Yeah.
Now, that is an old school style. That's
I
something.
love that, though.
The man on the street thing.
Love that. Always have. Because
But
you get to
still.
see just the dumbest of the dumb.
Yeah.
And
Well,
occasionally
also,
a few surprise you. But.
Like, I was more nervous about everything when I was younger, but I still was. I would hear that stuff, and let's just say, I didn't like it back then.
Oh.
I thought people were dumb.
I did too. That's why I joined the party. I want to be dumb just like y'all.
Yeah.
Work too.
No, I got all prideful about it. Like, oh, these dumb people.
Hey, were you one of those, what was the...
Nobody wants to talk about anything like nerdy and intelligent.
What was the
Well, maybe you're not that fun, man.
people that swore off alcohol, and if you got drunk around them, they'd fight? Darn, I can't think of it. I remember that group. There was a group of folks, they swore off alcohol, and if you got drunk around them, they were kind of like supposed to fight you. Keep you sober
Really?
that way, yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. So,
Never heard of that.
yeah, a couple of times we went and found them. Let them know we were drunk.
Anyway, we got to hit another break.
What were they called? Something Center? I got to look that up.
When the Proud Boys stand back, stand by.
I don't think it was the Proud Boys. I didn't see any torches, so.
This part of the program, in fact, the entire hour, brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you out with whether you're looking to purchase a home or you're looking to refinance that current home. Now, a lot of people like to procrastinate. And they like to think, well, I just want to dip my toe in, so I'll go like on Zillow and use an online calculator, mortgage calculator. You're wasting your time.
Big time. And I'll tell you a story about Madeline that I know. She's going to get mad at me, but I'll share it. I know that there are times when clients have gone to her and said, hey, I want a pre-approval. They've gotten the pre-approval, and then they tried to go somewhere else. They didn't get the same interest rate or the same level of service, so they come back to Madeline. And I know recently she closed on one of those deals. And it's great when that happens. It makes you feel good because you know you absolutely done the most you could do for somebody, especially when they come back.
Yeah, go with a great local trusted company, not with the 1-800 lenders or the spam calls or the flashy mailers or I went online to the national thing. No, you're setting yourself up for a headache at least.
Yep.
And of course, when life changes, your mortgage should change with it. So whatever your next chapter in life you need to navigate, whether you need a larger home or you're downsizing, divorce, it's no fun. But
no fun.
They can help you wherever you are in life and your needs. Again, whether you're looking to purchase, need to get pre-approved, and that whole home buying process, or you're looking to refinance, take some money out, maybe reinvest in the property, or go on that big trip you always wanted to go on, whatever your goal is. They can help you there at Alabama Home Mortgage. So check them out today. You can always call them direct at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. Now, I believe we have a candidate for State Senate joining us here after the top of the hour break, named Phaedra Foster. Now, I believe she is competing as a Democrat going up against State Senator Hatcher.
Oh, all right.
And I believe Kirk Hatcher and Will Barfoot are almost like switching districts. It got redistricted, and so...
The leadership changes?
So they're running for each other's districts, almost acting like incumbents of the new ones, because they're more advantageous given the voter breakdown.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, man.
It's like, well, why are they doing that?
Right.
It's like, because it's politics. You want to win, right?
Yep.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about, brother.
You want to win. I don't blame them. But anyway, I look forward to a meeting, talking to Phaedra, and her about her ideas, what she's campaigning on. So it should just be a moment here, folks. Y'all stay tuned. More after this.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump issuing a new warning to Iran as he says the Islamic Republic needs to come to the bargaining table. He also told reporters today, just ahead of a cabinet meeting, that it is Iran that needs to negotiate and that he himself is not pushing to make a deal. And he says Iran knows it has really no choice but to negotiate. The British Prime Minister Keir Starmer says Vladimir Putin is using Russia's shadow fleet of oil tankers to make money off the Iran war and rising oil prices. The Iran war has largely deflected global attention away from Russia's all-out invasion of Ukraine as Europe's biggest conflict since World War II. Pressure is mounting on Congress to end the funding shutdown involving the Department of Homeland Security. Many TSA agents not getting paid now for more than a month. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 439 points. This is SRN News.
Hey, I'm Kirk Cameron. Is health insurance eating up your budget for 2026? If you're looking for ways to better steward your finances, consider this: Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's a health insurance alternative at half the cost. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. While insurance companies tell you when to join, what to pay, and where to go, CHM is different. As a ministry, CHM allows you to share the burden of medical bills with other Christians. You can enroll, switch programs, or leave at any time. Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's a world of difference. CHM has 4 flexible programs. You can pick any certified doctor, surgeon, or hospital that you want for eligible care. So make the switch. Take your paycheck back from health insurance this year. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. It's more than just great prices on lumber. From Trex decking to energy-efficient windows and Tamco shingles, Alabama Wholesale Lumber has it all.
Rich Thomas Weather.
We've got a pretty good forecast. In fact, a little warm-up today and tomorrow with a lot of sunshine and a high temperature into the middle 80s today, and tomorrow will be in the 50s at night. Just a bit of a setback over the weekend with high temperatures mostly in the middle 70s, but still storm-free and dry. Boy, we need some rain, but there's no rain in the forecast for the next several days. Down on the beaches, a little cooler with highs mostly in the low to mid-70s. Chilly Gulf water in the mid-60s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Feeling the pressure of high credit card rates? ASC Credit Union has you covered with a low 1.99% APR on balance transfers. Move your balances in March or April and lock in that 1.99% rate through your October statement. Visit ASC Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
1819 News.
The Office of the Alabama Attorney General has issued a cease and desist letter to all businesses here in Alabama who are selling the drug kratom. In 2016, kratom was officially placed on the Schedule I list of controlled substances and is considered an illegal drug to possess or sell. That's because kratom contains mitragynine and hydroxymitragynine. The AG's office is putting businesses and retailers on notice that they must remove those products from their shelves or face a felony prosecution from the state. AG Steve Marshall says these products are packaged in a way that preys on unsuspecting consumers and even children who have no way of knowing what they're buying and what is truly inside. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Did you know that 70% of people experience a potentially traumatic event in their lifetime, and that 6 out of every 100 adults face PTSD every day? Help us bring hope to these survivors by signing up for your Alabama Distinctive PTSD Awareness license plate today. The great thing is you can sign up no matter when your current plate renews, and the first year is complimentary. All you need is your VIN number on hand. Drive awareness, drive hope, and customize your plate today at atease.org.
A Birmingham woman has been indicted for the death of a young boy last year who was in her care and left in a hot car. Kayla Stanford was working as a contract worker for the Jefferson County Department of Human Resources when she left KJ Starks Jr. in the back of her car after she returned home rather than deliver the boy back to his daycare after a supervised visit with his biological father. Stanford is being held in the Jefferson County Jail with no bond. The Birmingham Airport Authority is holding a gift card drive to help with TSA agents who are being affected by the ongoing partial government shutdown within the Department of Homeland Security. The gift cards are to help with gas, groceries, and meals since TSA workers will be missing their second paycheck from the government. The gift cards can be dropped off at the TSA checkpoints. No cash or Visa gift cards will be accepted. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Hey there, Alabama. Are you ready to transform your home with style? At Royal Furniture, they've been delivering inspired value since 1946. Whether you're in Prattville, Montgomery, Auburn, Oxford, Gadsden, Athens, Decatur, or Florence, they've got the perfect pieces to make your space shine. Visit them today and discover a wide selection of furniture that fits your lifestyle and budget. Royal Furniture, where quality meets affordability, right here in Alabama. Stop by your nearest location and let them make your home beautiful together.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. Here in the River region, thousands of hardworking folks will be buying a home, some for the first time. How do you know you are buying the right home? It starts with research. A buyer's agent can help you in your search, providing a list of homes you may not be aware of or know about. At the same time, a meeting with a local lender to find out exactly what you qualify for and how much it will cost at closing and monthly. A list of needs and wants provided to your agent will help them locate properties that match those needs. An example would be bedrooms, baths, school zones, floor plan requests will also help. Start shopping and look at homes and compare and make a list of pluses and minuses for each home. Compare them with your agent to narrow the field. After you work out the contract, appraisals and inspections come next, and then the closing. For more details, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 221-2883. That's 221-2883.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader's still here in the studio with me, and joining us now, we have a candidate for state senate here in the great state of Alabama. Phaedra Foster is joining us. Phaedra, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
Very good. And so let's first tell folks which district you're running in and why you're running.
I am running in State Senate District 25. I am running because I feel like it's an open district and it's time for some change. I have a history of advocating for families. I've done a lot of work with the PTA. I've advocated at the local, state, and national levels. And I think that it's time for me to transition from advocacy to policy making.
There you go. And so you would, obviously you're going to have to look at many issues depending on the committees and the general votes you would have there in the Senate, but you would really focus on education?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Education, of course, is my passion, and I am very passionate about expanding rights for parents when it comes to education. I am a big proponent of that. But I also want to look at having healthy, safe communities and, of course, making sure that people can be economically secure as well as opening up opportunities, because I want our children and my grandchildren one day to be able to want to come back here after their education.
That makes a lot of sense. And that is, especially, I'm born and raised here in Montgomery, and I'm one of the few who didn't leave.
Yeah.
And a lot of younger folks are leaving, so we need to make this that. I love that idea. So, first let's talk about you said extending parental rights in education. What do you mean by that?
A few years ago, during the pandemic, I went back to school I got a Master's of Legal Studies from WashU School of Law, and I did a special project on Title I. Title I expands parents' rights. It gives them certain rights. And a lot of times it's tied to what we say is specific protected classes, and particularly people in poverty. Mm-hmm. What I found in my experience dealing with the school system is that people are going to listen to parents, unfortunately, who have more resources, but you don't have the same rights. And then those with fewer resources are less likely to speak up or often be dismissed. And so this is something that just became a passion project of mine. I did run for school board the last term. I was beaten by Pam Cloud, but I did not let that deter me.
Good.
I became friends with her. I walked to the day that she was sworn in, or maybe it was the first meeting, and I was like, "Hi, I'm Phaedra Foster."
Great.
And I look forward to working with you. We worked to get a policy passed with our local school district that is based on the 6 standards of successful family school partnerships, which is based off of some of those Title I rights. And so our district should be, I guess, working to implement some of those goals. But I just am not the type of person to let the fact that I didn't necessarily win something.
Sure. You're still going to be a part of it.
Right.
And you still got something to contribute, no doubt.
Yeah. And so there's no reason for you to just go, oh, well, I
Right.
didn't win. Let me take my toys and go
I
home.
love that fact that you stayed involved because you had a passion, obviously.
And I love the fact that she was so receptive
Yes.
to my ideas, and she and I have become really good friends, and we talk on a regular basis. And if
Excellent.
you ever look at a school board meeting, she's going to always ask, all right, are you going to include the PTA in this? And so she has made it I I guess, an impulse of hers to make sure that parents are getting more and more rights. And so I felt comfortable with her in that seat.
Yeah,
And
very
I was
good.
like, I can run for Senate because the person
You've got a
who's
great person there.
Yes.
No doubt.
Now, before we get, and I do want to get into, you mentioned healthcare and, you know, just economic security, so people want to actually lay down roots here, or at least come back here after school. But first, the redistricting happened. So if you could describe, like, the new District 25, or, you know, more or less. And like,
No, the new District 25 is a large part of Montgomery County and all of Crenshaw County. Previously, it was Crenshaw County to Pike Road, and it went like along the most eastern portion of Montgomery up into Elmore County. Now 26 is Elmore County and downtown Montgomery, the north part of Montgomery off into Cloverdale, maybe into, I want to say, Gay Meadows and McGee Estates. And so what's not that portion of District 26 all becomes part of District 25.
okay. And
big district.
So just for folks who are out there listening, kind of like get a sense
big
of
district.
it. And of course, you are challenging. It's almost like Senator Barfoot and Senator Hatch are switching districts and acting like they're the incumbents in these brand new districts.
Yeah, that's a little problematic to me, that some of the language that's being thrown about in this race is reelect and keep, because even if like a small sliver overlaps, you're the senator in 26. You're not running for reelection in 26. You're running for election in 25. And I've lived in 25. The other candidate in the race has lived in 25, and just because there's a technicality that kind of lets them get around the residency requirement because it's a redistricted district. But I don't know. I think it's important for the people to have somebody that is a part of this district and has been working in this district.
I hear you. And so it sounds like, in part, this switcheroo, and also this game of acting like the incumbents when they're not actually the incumbents, is in part your reason for getting into this. Like, you find this, I mean, it's politics.
Oh, I do find this a little bit unsettling, because a lot of people are frustrated with people playing political games. One of the things that I have to agree with and maybe this will damage me, but with the Trump movement was the drain the swamp concept. I don't think that is tied to a particular party. I think we're all sick and tired of the political class. And and I will say this, I think that the person who is a senator currently is closely tied to the political class in at least Montgomery, and I am ready for a change from that.
You're here now. I occasionally go down there to do another radio show on Wednesdays when they're in session, but I try to stay far away, especially the old building. It's full of mold.
Yeah.
And I don't want to affect my health staying too much time down there. But I share the sentiment of, it's like you meet this person, that person, individuals, and I generally like people when you meet them on an individual basis, but the way the system down there works is a bit frustrating at times. How would you try to go about changing, say, the culture, or changing how the swamp of Goat Hill operates?
I think that we need some fresh perspective and new language for how we talk about things. I think that a lot of what I hear in politics doesn't acknowledge where we are at this point in this information age with this attention economy. People are leaning into viral moments, and virality does not necessarily signal popularity or approval. I think that more young people who are inclined to become engaged in the process have access to more information. They're going to look up what you're saying. If you say something crazy, they're going to debunk it. As annoying as a 5-minute think piece is, those are here to stay. They're not going to go away.
Certainly.
And the thing is as I'm a college instructor, I encourage them to look up stuff and express their opinion. So, and I mean, some of them aren't the best opinions and some of them are brilliant, but this is where they get to practice talking and standing up for themselves. And I don't think that that's going to go away. I think it's just going to get stronger. People are going to become more literate when it comes to digital communications.
So it's a matter of really just speaking directly, transparently out there with folks through these new digital avenues. And you think we'll bear fruit for that, especially with a newer generation coming up that is going to do the debunking? Because I see what you mean. There's a change going on. You heard my opening segment. There's a change going on in media in general, and I think everybody's feeling their way out. You look at the legacy media institutions here locally even, and it does seem like everybody's kind of still doing old ways and then realizing we got to change. So there seems, when that's happening, when a paradigm shift's going on, there's an opportunity to reach people in a different way, and that you seem to think that will help us to change the culture down there.
Not only that, I think that we need to change some of the ways we talk about stuff. I think that a lot of people are set in their ways, and so we hear the same argument over and over again. I've seen some ideas come up that I remember coming up back in '87 when I graduated from high school. And I'm like, all right, we're just recycling stuff. I can't remember the specific bill, but it was a couple of years ago where one of the reps had to say, hey, y'all passed this before, so now
what are you doing?
Wasting
right.
time. But you can pretty much guess how one side is going to frame things and how the other side is going to respond, and nothing gets done.
Nothing gets done. That's right.
Now, again, folks, we're talking to Phaedra Foster. She is running for state senate here in Alabama in the brand new District 25. If folks want to, we'll keep going here, but if folks want to check out more about your campaign, like, say, a website, or if they want to volunteer, donate money, how can they do so?
PhaedraFoster.com. I don't like to make things complicated.
Phaedra Foster. And
there you go.
Spell that for folks.
Keep it simple.
PhadraFoster. Think the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Phaedra, but with no E.
Okay. PhaedraFoster.com.
Yes.
And I'm sure you can find a lot of issues there that Phaedra cares about, as well as donate and volunteer.
Donate and volunteer, and if you need a yard sign, I'm happy to deliver that to you.
Nice.
Now, you mentioned healthcare in particular, and, you know, locally, hyper-locally here in Montgomery, there's a lot of talk. I was just talking to Andrew Szymanski yesterday from the Montgomery City Council about how it took the state, it took the city, it took the county, it's taking an outside group with Jackson Hospital. And I'm thinking about, you know, it's one thing to have major hospital infrastructure, but in general, the cost of everything ain't cheap these days. And you do have to wonder about also the quality. Even if somebody gets in the door, say, just be blunt with Medicaid, like how good of a service are they actually getting out of that? But there's so big, healthcare is such a big issue. I don't want to characterize it too much. How do you view improving just quality of life for folks, especially in terms of healthcare?
Well, I said healthy communities specifically.
Oh, okay.
No,
Okay.
And that includes healthcare, like you said, because I don't want us to get just so focused on. We get off into the weeds with just insurance issues. We are looking at Alabama being a maternity desert. That's not good. I worked on a low birth weight study when I was younger. Children born at low birth weight are more inclined to a host of issues as they get older. We need to be making sure that we're doing things that improve those outcomes. Infant mortality, maternal mortality. So I think that that's something that as a state we should be looking at. We are seeing a lot of rural hospitals close. I think that everybody should be within a radius of a hospital if they were to have a stroke or a heart attack, that they could get to one. And so I think we need to look at it holistically. Dealing with the stuff here with Jackson, I don't think that that's as simple. I listened to that interview. I don't think that that's as simple of a fix, because we're talking about somebody that declared bankruptcy, and so we're talking about management issues. And I don't think that we can just discuss these things in a vacuum. Yes, I want to make sure that there are more hospitals available, but also I want people to be fiscally responsible.
Yes.
I am married to a CPA who owns a business here in town, and he's not going to get bailed out by
Right.
the city or
Right.
the governor.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so we have to make sure if we're investing tax dollars into something that we are getting transparency and oversight, and that we're not just throwing good money after bad.
Yep.
I will say that I've been studying up on the concept of Medicaid expansion and looking, since ours is one of the states that didn't accept it. I find that weird that Mississippi and other similarly situated southern states have expanded. North Carolina hasn't, but South Carolina has. I think the way we've talked about that has done us a disservice. We send money to the federal government. We should get that back. We're paying for that in other places. South Carolina framed theirs in terms of having local control over those Medicaid dollars. And so I think that certainly wouldn't necessarily solve the problem with Jackson, but it's one of those things that solves the problem where there's not we have a lot of uninsured people and there's no reimbursement for that care. And so I think that conversation needs to shift into how this protects and preserves rural hospitals, because Crenshaw County is more rural. I'm originally from Tuskegee. It doesn't have a hospital. We need to make sure that if we're paying into the federal government, that our tax dollars are coming back to us to cover the things that are important to us in our state.
No, and I would just want to say amen to the first thing you say. I think there is a lot of focus on just the insurance side, though it is very important. Can we dig a little deeper on, you mentioned a maternity desert, like women and children, the mortality rate is too high in that regard. And I'd imagine some of this is access and infrastructure and facilities. I mean, what are the reasons? Why is this? And what are there steps actually people could take if we just create, straightforward programs at the government level that are more we're going around the whole system, which, again, you're so right about it. It seems like a bit of an abyss, getting caught up in like the big dogs fighting over what we're doing with our major institutions. Are there just direct to folks how we can help them out, in particular this problem?
This is a long-standing problem. This is not something that like I said, I worked on that low birth weight study in the very early 90s.
Oh, wow.
This is just something that we've not given attention to. It gets lost in all of the noise. We talk about how much we want to support families. We talk about how important it is for us to have healthy babies, but it's just not been a legislative priority. I don't necessarily want to capitalize on the fact that I am, a woman, but I am a mom, and that's important to me. And I think that having voices like mine who care about those things in our state government is important, because maybe it's just that nobody felt like speaking up for this issue, but it's important to me. And I will say that, we switched over how babies were born maybe in the mid 20th century.
Okay.
We had more at-home births.
Midwives,
we had more midwives, and we've shifted to more hospital-based births. And there's a lot of reasons for that. There's a lot of liability involved in insurance and all those kind of things. And so as we shifted to that, we needed to make sure that we had access to these services.
And I think about, like you said, a low birth weight. Like, what contributes to that? Like, why does that happen?
Okay, so the weird thing, the study, we looked at a private maternity place. We looked at a public health facility, and we looked at one that was a combination of the two. A lot of it has to do with lifestyle choices, access to health care, but also attitudes towards moms. A lot of women are very sensitive when they're pregnant. They're going through a lot of hormonal changes. A lot of them need more support. That's when it's very important for you to have access to fresh vegetables and all of those different things. And, there's some of us who get that, what to expect, what you're expecting, and treat it like the Bible, but not everybody is going to take that approach.
I bought that book when I was 18, and it's still out there.
Yes.
Yeah. Very educational for an 18-year-old, too.
Yeah, he went to spring break and he came back.
Yeah.
With something. Yeah. Anyway, I want to touch on the economic side. How do we get people to stay here, lay down roots, or at least come back to their hometown and lay down roots? How do we kind of expand that economic opportunity and security?
Well, I think that one of the things we have to keep in mind is that people are opening up opportunities to do remote work. And our cost of living here is really good.
Phenomenal.
But what's the quality of life?
It's a trade out everybody talks about now.
Right. And so it's important for us to have high quality schools. Nobody's going to have their kids in a place where they can't educate them.
Right.
We aren't back in the day where, you know, the bulk of the parents are out in the butterbean patch picking butterbeans and then they come up to the schoolhouse.
Right.
You've got educated parents.
Yes, you
and
do.
you can't just dismiss their concerns or think that they don't know what's going on. And so there has to be some, you know, respect that goes both ways.
Definitely.
In addition to that, I think that our city is at a place where it needs to decide what it's going to be. I worked with the Historical Commission as my first job out of college, and so I am very attached, and I love the history of Alabama. We've got rich history, great tourist spots,
Some great landmarks,
a lot of things to celebrate. But at the same time, now that I've gone into literature, I look at that genre called Southern Gothic, which is that tendency to look back in the past and think everything was so fantastic. We've got to become, particularly in Montgomery, a capital city that capitalizes on what it means to be an Alabamian and feature the things that make people want to be here. And then we need to make sure that things are safe, that our community is healthy. That's, you know, the hospital aspect of it. And that things look clean.
Yes.
I know that might be a minor consideration.
It's a huge thing when it comes to businesses coming into town to say, hey, do we want to do business in this town? When they're driving down the interstate and they just see trash all along the interstate.
And it shouldn't be that way.
Right.
So this capital city should look like a capital
Agreed.
city, and it should be a place that people enjoy going. Both of my children have moved to Chicago, and I enjoy visiting with them. There's a lot there. They put a lot of effort into downtown Chicago, and surely we could do that here in Montgomery.
Go ahead.
To me, we've got some of the greatest geography in the United States, in Alabama in general, but our downtown is so ripe for development. It's just whenever we seem to get going on it, something comes up and it kind of gets pushed to the side. You know, when downtown was thriving before COVID came up, it kind of pushed everything to the side. And right now there is some downtown action going on, but to me, it could be 10 times better, but we don't have the investment.
Right. I mean, we're a river city. We can be like Chattanooga. We could. I think that as we're going through a transition in the country in general, the thing that we're going to have to go back to is small businesses, and we have the opportunity to capitalize on that now.
Yes.
Because everybody complains about private equity going into a place and buying up all the mom and pops and pushing
And it does happen a
everybody
lot
out.
too. Yeah.
But I think in a lot of ways, some of our towns are on the other side of that. So, I mean, start the cycle over, build up small, and people want closeness. They want connections. They want to feel like they found this gem that nobody else. I want pancakes made with a special recipe. I don't necessarily want to go to IHOP and eat whatever is in their butter.
Well, and if it's even butter.
I don't know what's in their butter.
Doesn't melt.
It's problematic.
Yeah, there's something going on there. Now, and I really love your point about the identity of this city in particular and the surrounding area. And also, as we've been talking a little bit, asking questions about policy, I've gathered from your identity, so your wife, you're a mother, you're a daughter, you take care of your folks. So tell us about, like, you mentioned you graduate. Where'd you graduate high school?
I went to Jeff Davis. I graduated in '87. Back then it was the University of Jeff Davis. But I actually went to Brubaker Junior. It was a junior high school. The second year it was open. We moved here when my mom took a job at AUM.
There you go.
In 1983. So that's what brought us to Montgomery. And my dad took a job at the Public Service Commission.
Oh, wow. PSC, yeah.
So I know about the PSC. And from there, I went to the University of Alabama as an undergraduate. I started off in graduate school in American Studies. I think that was from being part of that bicentennial celebration.
I remember. That was a big thing. I talk about it all the time.
We wore American flag clothes everywhere. People don't understand what that was like.
They don't.
And listening to Schoolhouse Rock.
That's so funny.
But
Two Gen Xers.
Yeah. My mom got sick with cancer during that time, so I came back to take care of her, and unfortunately she passed. But my now husband and I, when we got married, he moved here.
Okay.
And he worked at a local university and became a CPA. He went to graduate school. And got a master's in taxation. And then when he finished, I went to graduate school. And he built a business that's I'm pretty proud of.
Amen.
That's
Heck
very successful. And I went to graduate school at AUM. That was local, and I couldn't go off to the University of Alabama. And from there, I shifted off into teaching.
And you're now a professor at ASU?
Yes.
And how long have you been married?
We got married in 1996.
That's awesome.
Beautiful.
That is
beautiful.
And how many kids?
I have 2 kids. Noah is 28, and he's getting married next October.
Congratulations.
Thank you. In Michigan, to a really sweet person who I like a lot.
Good.
And then
Very important.
I have a 23-year-old who is actually here for a couple of weeks.
Cool.
She can kind of work remotely, and that's what I'm saying. And we kind of would love for her to move back so that we're not having to Cash App, Venmo,
Right. Right. Plus,
although she does really well.
It's good having family close, though. It's just so good for them to be close like that.
Yeah, well, so my dad, like I said, he grew up in Tuskegee, and as he got older, he decided, well, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's a few years ago. He went to Vietnam, and he can like pinpoint where he was.
Is that right?
He was exposed to Agent Orange, but we caught it early. You wouldn't know. He doesn't shake, but he's like, they're building a new VA in Montgomery, so I want to be close to that. So he is about 5 minutes away from me.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
Well, and I just I wanted to establish like how you are all about Montgomery, and like just
yes,
that,
you are.
and it's apparent even before we laid out explicitly how you're talking about the issues, and I really do appreciate that. And this is, I asked Case Dixon, who's running for Congress against Gary Palmer, this yesterday. I think we are in a moment, and I get on my knees in the morning and pray that it's not something where politics is driving the car as much as politics and the sizzle and all the craziness nationally drives the car. But I think there is a resurgence of faith. So I was just wondering, how does your faith play a role in your life, and how would it play a role, especially as you present yourself in public life?
Well, so I'm a Catholic school brat.
There's one right there.
From the early years, I have lived other places. My first foray into public school was when my mom was getting her PhD at Northwestern. So I went to public school in Chicago, but and then graduated from Catholic school. Actually, my thesis deals with a playwright whose religion was a big part of her journey. She wrote much of her work when she was in Rome. Her husband had taken her to some part of Africa, and she had complications with her pregnancy. So she was in Rome, and she would write her plays among all of that iconography with religion. And so her plays are really complicated. And Laurence Olivier took her under his wing, and they're very avant-garde, but they deal with a lot of religious themes. But one thing's really interesting is she starts off with the confusion of a young person in her character, and one of the characters is Jesus, and she's talking to him. But one of her later plays is called Motherhood 2000, and it deals with an unfortunate incident with our son and the police. And whereas you see the confusion that she felt in her early life in the plays, when you get to the part where she's mother, there are no questions about identity there, and just the teachings of religion. So my faith is a huge part of who I am, and
Amen.
I also, my children, their faith journey kind of pulls me in some different directions.
Great.
My son was on planning team for a youth conference years ago when he was a senior, and he's like, "Mom, we need another small group leader." And I was like, because we're now Presbyterian. I grew up Baptist. I was christened Methodist. Grew up going to a Baptist church and then going to Catholic school.
Very Alabama-like.
Right. And so he called and he said, "We think you would be a good small group leader because you're a teacher." And I was like, "I've never been to this place before in my entire life." And I picked up my daughter from church camp and headed up to North Carolina to this church camp. And they say that up there in Montreat that it is a thin place where the air between you and God gets thinner. But one of the most interesting things, you shouldn't have asked me this question, was that I'm a Carson, and the Carson plantation is where my family originates from, was 14 miles away from the bed I was sleeping at night. And so, yeah. And it just helps me kind of contemplate what that meant. But I come from a long line of ministers on that side. And I eventually went and visited that site to kind of just connect and
see it,
you know, like you said, warts and all, no matter what it was. Now I was going to take a spoon of dirt when I left. But it was a heavy experience.
Yeah, I bet.
My daughter and I kind of just rode back quietly. But I also processed that through the lens of my faith.
Well,
awesome.
I'm pretty much out of time here, but again, if folks want to donate, want to volunteer for your campaign, phaedrafoster.com?
Yes, phaedrafoster.com.
And
the primary is May 19th.
Oh, absolutely.
That's right.
Say that.
That's right.
And so, folks, if you're out there listening and you want to support Phaedra here, please get in touch with her. And are you going to be at any local events here upcoming? Anybody can go and meet you in person?
I mean, you can reach out to me. I'll come sit on your front porch and you can gather your neighbors together and we can do a front porch meeting. But there's going to be a forum that is coming up on April the 7th. I know that because that's my dad's 86th birthday. And it is at the downtown Fortitude Center. So people will get to see all of the candidates from District 25 and those from District 26 that show up. So we'll all be there. I think it's at 6 o'clock.
Well, great getting to know you, and,
it was great
best of luck
knowing
in this campaign.
Thank you. Thank you
Wonderful.
for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, this was great.
We'll be right back, folks.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
I suffered with plantar fasciitis for almost 20 years. I would try drugstore insoles and supports.
If you suffered with plantar fasciitis, we know the search for pain relief can feel like a hopeless ordeal.
I've been through surgeries, foot injections. I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life.
At the Good Feet store, we hear stories every day of all kinds of cheap inserts, expensive shoes, and other failed remedies people have tried that just didn't work.
I was trying all different things. Not a single one worked. And then I was driving past the Good Feet store, and I thought, why not? Give it a try. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support for my feet. Then it was like, okay, this is different. These make a difference.
I'm so glad I met Good Feet. It changed my life.
Don't lose hope. Give the Good Feet store a try.
We're located at 7341 East Chase Parkway in the shops at East Chase. Now hiring.
If you're on a budget and trying to feed your family inexpensively, Pizza Perfect has the deal for you. In March, get a free 2-topping medium pizza with the purchase of any large pizza. Pizza Perfect's buffet includes pizza as well as spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink, only $13. Buffet is available Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Available for pickup and delivery as well. 2-topping medium pizza free with the purchase of any large pizza in March at Pizza Perfect, Coliseum Boulevard, Eastbrook.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
The 22nd Annual Autism Crawfish Boil benefiting Easter Seals of Central Alabama is April 11th at Riverwalk Stadium. Proceeds from this fun family event benefit autism programs at Easter Seals of Central Alabama. Enjoy all-you-can-eat crawfish, live music, and even a baseball game. The Autism Crawfish Boil, April 11th at Riverwalk Stadium. Stay and eat or grab them to go. Scan or visit mudbugball.com to purchase tickets and get info on curbside pickup.
Lunch should be comforting and done right. At Epicure Jack's Tavern, their meat and three is scratch made to order, not scooped from a steam table. Real cooking, real portions. And for guests 60 and over, it's just $10.99. It's familiar food, elevated, served with care. Lunch at Epicure and Jack's Tavern. Classic Southern comfort, a step above the rest.
Alabama weather will never fail to surprise you. Our lawns hardly get a chance to have any downtime. This year, save the hard work and aggravation and call Alabama Lawns, the River Region's leader in weed control and fertilization services. What makes Alabama Lawns the River Region's best? It's the people. They have the experience, education, and commitment to customer satisfaction. Ask your neighbors. Alabama Lawns has been the Montgomery Advertiser's Reader's Choice Award winner 14 years in a row. The Alabama Lawn staff is made up of long-term employees and agronomy graduates, and the staff at Alabama Lawns attend annual continuing education classes. It pays to have someone that knows southern grass types and how to keep them green and flourishing. Call Alabama Lawns today at 272-7171 and let them show you real value in lawn maintenance service. Alabama Lawns, the company with black trucks and green lawns.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Clark Heating, Air and Plumbing. It's time to schedule your spring tune-up with Clark Heating, Air and Plumbing. Don't wait. Schedule today. Give them a call at 334-277-2125. Alabama certification number 88007.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Not a bad forecast. Still storm-free and dry for the next several days. Boy, we need some rain, but that's not in the cards. For tonight, mostly clear skies. Low temperature in the mid to upper 50s. Friday is a nice, warm, dry day with plenty of sunshine. Highs in the middle 80s again. Then a little cooler over the weekend. We'll shave off about 10 degrees and come up with the mid-70s for a high Saturday and Sunday. A little cooler down at the coast. And the Gulf water temperature still a chilly 65. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank, serving families and communities since 1906. Proud to be named 16th best performing bank nationally in their asset category by American Banker. Learn more at cbsbank.com. CB&S Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. It's great getting to know Phaedra Foster.
Wonderful person.
272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. And this part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And if you're a man out there and you are feeling not like a man.
A little underwhelmed.
Yeah, and you were talking about this the other day, not necessarily you personally, but like how guys hit their 50s and all of a sudden stuff they just used to be confident about, like basic tasks they can, and now they're just lacking in that confidence.
1,000%, especially the confidence factor.
And then, say, bedroom confidence is slipping.
That's where a lot of it starts.
Yeah. And then you're seeing the waistline creeping. Your sleep pattern's all off. You wake up in the morning exhausted.
Yes.
And the thing is, fellas, you're not the only fella going through this.
No.
You're not alone. And in fact, there's
all.
help. Montgomery Men's Health, powered by Men's Pro, can help you whether you got ED problems, just low performance, low testosterone problems in general. And, of course, Montgomery Men's Health is a men's performance clinic here, and it's been serving Montgomery, Alabama, and the surrounding areas for years now. They get labs done quickly with in-person care, by the way. It's not like a chat bot you do online. And with their urology-backed medicine, they can create a customized treatment plan specific to you and what you're going through. There you have a whole menu, whole option, all sorts of options there for how you want to go about your treatment. And so many folks, and it's not just men in their 50s and 60s, but guys in their 50s, 60s start feeling decades younger.
Yep.
And guys who have these issues in their 20s and 30s actually start feeling like they're 20 or 30 years old.
Exactly, Joey. It's
really great work they do there at Montgomery Men's Health. So y'all check them out today. You can always make an appointment by just calling them direct at 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or you can book online in under 30 seconds at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. Montgomery Men's Health for every man in every season of life. Let's go to Boomer T. Hey, Boomer T.
What's up, Boomer?
You know, I appreciate that advertisement for y'all people, but I wish y'all would have put it out there before my name come out there, because I don't need that stuff. But that wasn't very nice, Joey, putting that kind of thing out there on me. I mean, my God, I'm 63
Well, you
years
seem a
old,
little
I'm still-
insecure about it. I wouldn't assume anything about you. No. Boomer, from your calls, I don't think you ever got a problem.
Let me tell you something, boy. You better believe that. I'm 63 years old and still ready to go. Look here, man. Let me tell you what I'm doing on the lake, man. Y'all don't even know. It's such a beautiful day on Lake Jordan. I'm up here. I'm running around here down the pier down here washing my boat. I got my daggone leopard print thong on, and I run around here having a good time. And I tell you, and man, it's beautiful out here. And the people are fishing, and they ask me what the hell's going on with me. I'm like, what do you mean? I said, what you got that thing on for me? I'm trying to get me an all over tan, man. It's summertime, baby.
Do they not know they're at Lake Jordan? These are the kind of things they're going to see at Lake Jordan.
Lake Jordan is
come on.
best place. Oh, come on.
I'm still stuck on leopard print thong.
Hey, I cannot wait for Joey Clark and for come up here with Eddie to sit on my porch and drink a cold beer and whatever else. But anyway, and Joey, when I get through, one of these days you come to my house, son, we're gonna sit here and you're gonna write a book for me, and you're gonna be a Pulitzer Prize winner. I guarantee it, though. But you know what? I think everybody out there, it's been a great show. It's been a relaxing show. Today's been like a Friday show to me, Joey. It's just been so nice. And that young lady, right there that you had on there, kudos to her. My hat goes off to her. Let me tell you something. If anybody out there can help anybody do anything, that's a blessing, and that's great. And I put a feather in your cap for that young lady. But yeah, I just want to let everybody know I'm still alive, kicking like a chicken, and I'm having a great time. Beautiful Lake Jordan, and I tell you right now, this show has got me rocking and rolling. And you know what else I can say is God is great, and I love my life. But hey, y'all, everybody have a great weekend and stay safe. And if you want to come see Boomer one day, you're going to see me on Lake Jordan soon. Y'all come up and visit me sometime, Eddie, you and Joey.
You bet,
and
buddy.
We'll have a cold beer and talk about that, because I'm about ready to rock and roll with that book right there, Joseph. Anyway, but guys, y'all have a great day, and y'all continue being who you are. And everybody out there, listen to what Boomer got to say. Stand up for yourself. Don't let nobody, and I mean nobody, push you around. They may take your lightning, but nobody, and I mean nobody, can steal your thunder.
That's right.
God bless America, and peace out, and I'll see you when I see you. Love you, baby.
Love you.
See you, Boomer.
That's an epic Boomer T caller right there. 272-9228 if y'all want to try to top it.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Oh, God bless Montgomery, Alabama, and the whole surrounding river region and all the lakes around here. Just all the different types of folks you can meet.
We got every kind, Joey. We got every kind.
Yeah, most of them I like.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Even
there are a few. Like, good, you know, you're like, oh, this is a test. I think this is a test.
That's right. Are you testing me?
I'm seeing here Katie Britt on the cover of 1819news.com saying ahead of a 2-week recess, Katie Britt is calling on fellow lawmakers to remain in the nation's capital until the funding of the Department of Homeland Security gets done.
Ooh, that's easy. Send them through the airport. They're going to be there an extra 4 or 5 hours anyway, so.
In fact, I think I have the clip that corresponds to this. I didn't even plan it. It's just meant to be.
Meant to be.
Or serendipity, as some say.
Some say that.
But people immediately just think of that rom-com with Beckinsale and John Cusack, and he's charming.
He's a great actor, but as a person, not so much.
Yeah. They're kind of professional liars, ain't
yes,
they?
They are.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are, Joey.
Now, here is Katie describing, like, y'all don't leave town. And, you know, Senator John Kennedy tried to get that amended, saying that if there's a shutdown, you don't get paid and you can't leave Washington, D.C.
Didn't a Democrat say object and run out of the place?
Yeah, on the not getting paid thing.
Yeah.
Now, the Rules Committee didn't even want to do the can't leave town thing. Because, well, let's listen in to Senator Britt here.
Well, first off, we're not leaving if this doesn't get done. I mean, lawmakers need to get ready to actually do their job. I mean, we've had 41 days of a Democrat-led shutdown. This is the second one of the fiscal year. When you're looking at people who have stepped forward to say, hey, we want to serve our homeland, we want to protect American citizens from coast to coast, Democrats are finding a way to not pay those individuals. Republicans are saying, let's get this done. We want to make sure that TSA is fully funded, Coast Guard is fully funded, CISA is fully funded, that we make sure that our Border Patrol agents are ready to protect our border and to take a look at the packages coming in, to do their jobs at our airport. We're looking at our law enforcement officers in our interior. We know how important that is, that is fully funded. So we're working diligently to get that done. We know that that's important to the American people, and so we're committed to making it happen. But I hope people get used to staying right here until that happens. We shouldn't be leaving at all.
But I got a feeling someone's going to leave.
I got a feeling some done left, Joey.
I think you're right about that.
Summer, spring break, Joey.
I know.
Got to get to Daytona.
Break. Yeah, and all those folks over in the legislature taking spring break.
Really? Where do you think they're going? Orange Beach?
I know one fella.
Yeah.
Folks are on Facebook know what I'm talking about. He went on, and he's not a member, like a legislator.
Mm-hmm.
But he works down there.
Okay.
Great guy. He had a great idea. He can go to the beach with all those nasty spring breakers.
Yeah, yeah.
He went on a Kentucky bourbon run.
Oh, no, that's not
touring
a bad
distilleries
idea.
all over that beautiful God's country.
That's a pretty good idea. That's a
pretty
spring
awesome.
break, brother.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong
I was
with
thinking
that.
about touring something too.
Yeah, and honestly, that's worth a few years off your life to
definitely
experience some of these things. Trade-offs.
Yeah, we did that in Jamaica. We went to the rum factory. Left drunk as Cooter Brown. Can't imagine that.
Cooter Brown pretty drunk?
He was drunk as he could be that day, let me tell you.
This part of the program brought to you by Dylan Rings. And they're Dylan Rings. Cooter Brown. Josh and Leslie Ryder are ready to help you out with all your jewelry needs. They have a great inventory, great selection there. From high-end pieces, one-of-a-kind pieces, to the everyday jewelry items, or like starter jewelry, say for the little girl in your life, your little niece or your granddaughter, and you want to maybe wear the same thing together, kind of a charm bracelet. Eddie, you still got your bracelet going.
I do. I still got mine. It's how long we've had? Like 5, 6, 7 years. It's amazing. It's still there.
That is amazing.
As much as crap that I get into.
Well, I think I just gained so much, I just popped it off.
Well, I told you I had a friend of mine's daughter. We went and got one made. I broke hers accidentally the other day fishing, so we're going to go back this weekend and get it remade. Because the little well broke on it.
I can get you a matching rosary bracelet if you like.
Well, that's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of pretty, Joey.
Isn't that pretty?
I like that.
Anyway, over there at Dylan Rings, they can also do repair work.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be completely broke. You can notice something's just loose.
No, I saw a repair video yesterday of him in there in the back welding, I think it was a bracelet back together, a gold bracelet.
Or maybe it could be in either direction. Maybe that wedding band is starting to cut off circulation. Your fingers got fat. Or it could be you've lost volume there on your finger, and you're worried it's going to fall off.
I've seen that too, but I have really seen the swelling of the fingers around the...
Swelling's a real thing.
Yeah, yes.
Or it could be you want some custom design work done. I'm going through that process right now with Josh Right, or, it's for me, but it's the idea is one day I will give my heart away. If that makes any sense. You've seen what I'm working on.
I think it's great.
One day it's kind of a plan, a story I have in mind.
I'm going to get a back tattoo of it.
No, okay. That's a weird spot to put a heart. Anyway, y'all check out Dylan Rings today. Great folks, easy to work with, can handle all your jewelry needs. Just stop by 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery and be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fools on the radio, sent you. We'll be right back after 30 seconds, give or take, with Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
We get a lot of questions about what all we handle at Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. I'm Hannah Grantham.
And I'm Eddie Bader, and we will handle all of your real estate needs.
We handle all your buying and selling needs, from your first home, next home, land, investment property, and even commercial properties.
We do it all and have the experience that shows you what makes us different.
So when you think real estate, think Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. Look us up on Facebook or give us a call at 334-368-6358. And let us show you who you have on your sign matters.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Final moments here of the program. Let's go to Ray Bowles with Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
Well, I'm back after playing 2 days of hooky.
Is that what you was doing, Ray?
Well, Angie Monday afternoon said, I would love to go to the beach next couple of days. We got a buddy down there. They got an extra room, and so I told all the guys, I'm going to let y'all know right now. I'm going to call in sick for the next 48 hours.
Good move,
but I
brother.
didn't tell them where I was going. It drove them nuts. I just didn't show up the rest of the time. Good. Well, honestly, Angie wanted to go one day, and then she talked me into a second day. And I'm like, the third day, I'm like, no, I got to get back, babe. I love you. We got to go.
Second day's hard to leave, but third
can,
day, yeah, I can see business kind of getting to you.
But not if you're not a beach guy. And I don't like sand. I don't like the salt water.
Did we do the black socks and Crocs on the beach?
And I'm an old man with daughters. I'm a dad with daughters. I don't enjoy seeing these girls running around with no clothes on.
Never thought about that, Ray.
It's ridiculous.
I never thought about that, Ray. So I got me a boy.
It's no fun. I mean, really. I'm sitting here wanting to watch the waves, and then all of a sudden these teenage girls come over. Who are their dad? Where's their dads at?
They ain't on that beach, I can tell you that.
This is why we have a lot of problems in society, right?
Yep.
I tell you what's the truth. I'm just glad to be back in the office, and we have tons of sales going on. I got a customer in the store now looking at LVP. So if you need anything at all, call us, 285-8117. We'll come back and give you a free measurement. Next thing you know, you got to Dave, I'm going to slap you. I don't know why they want to mess with me when I'm on the radio.
Wait, you trying to tickle you or something?
It's too far. Yeah. So, guys, if y'all need anything at all, call us, 385-8117.
Again, that's...
White, if you're listening, give me a call.
Good to see you, Ray.
Take care, Ray.
Well, we got to get out of here. We've already stolen enough time. Y'all stay tuned. Happy Hour with Greg and Pamela. Is David Blackman on today?
Yes.
Man with the big old, like the 10-gallon brain.
Mm-hmm.
They're next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana.